Salute, 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 salute. Let me know if you guys cannot hear me. Let me know if the sound is coming in poorly. Please let me know. Let me know. So to each and every one of you guys, we'll be having the weekly on Saturday instead of tomorrow because tomorrow is the August Father's Day. So salute to each and every one of the fathers out there. Fathers, current fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, uncles, all the men in the lives of their children, of other people's children. Salute to each and every one of them, all the potential fathers out there. God bless each and every one of you guys. So I wanted to have this show today. I know some people want to watch the Bucks versus Nets game with the both teams on the brink of elimination. We will definitely see who will come out the victor. Last night's game against the Clippers, man. Holy crap. Sheesh, what a game, man. What a game. Reggie Jackson. I've never seen Reggie Jackson like that. Goodness gracious. Now we understand what he was trying to tell Westbrook, even though it was several years later. He did have spurts. So I'm going to issue on RJ. He had spurts when he was on the Pistons and that stuff. It's just yesterday he was putting it behind his back, changing pace on a drive, step back jumpers, threes. And then Terrence Mann. Everybody's, oh yeah, the Knicks could have got Terrence Mann in that trade. Now somebody said on Twitter that we could have gotten Terrence Mann plus the first rounder. I guess we took Mo Harkless instead, which, you know, kind of dumb, but sheesh. Terrence Mann had a game for the ages last night. Absolutely wonderful game last night. He only had 6 misses last night. So salute to Terrence Mann, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. God bless you guys all for coming on this beautiful Saturday outside. Again, I've been working on the Trey Man video. I will try to get that out either tomorrow or Monday, but it's coming out soon because I want to start not rushing, but putting some more of these videos out. I still want to do Jared Butler. I want to do James Bouknight. And then, like I said, during the time before the draft, actual draft itself, now the selection is going to be on Tuesday, but before the draft itself, I want to do some short ones, like guys on like Nahshon Highland, Chris Duarte, players of that ilk, Miles Bridges, where I'm just doing it on a live, and it's not going to be, you know, actually it'll probably be longer on the live, but we'll be able to sit here and break into the film altogether. So salute to each and every one of you guys, man. Thank you guys for being here. We got T. Williams in the building, Andrew K in the building. Kaiser Sosa says my son is late. Salute, man. Siobhan Robinson, Eugene Stanton, my guy. Gerald Sports Jr. Salute. Let me see. Yes, the Hawks lost yesterday. Beautiful. The Sixers, man. Yo, that boy Seth Curry. How many threes he hit in a row to start the? What was it? 5 threes he hit in a row? Or was it 4 threes hit in a row? Because I would say one thing, man. That Hawks team, they got something there. I can't even lie, bro. Trey Young, besides the foul calling and the BS foul calls that he draws, they have to change that for next year. I would say I still think he's overrated in that regard, but he's a talented player. So I ain't going to take anything away from him, but sheesh. When John Collins dunked on Embiid, whoo. Yikes. Wowzers. Eek. As my guy Logic Sphere says, man. Suit to Logic Sphere, by the way. Egad. All that. That team, the Hawks, they got something there, man. They got the shooters as well, too, man. The Sixers, that is a weirdly constructed team, man. Simmons and Embiid just do not fit. And it's on Embiid, man. I mean, it's on Simmons a lot because he just want to become a better shooter, or he just can't become a better shooter. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he hasn't tried, but for the way he plays the game, man, he has to be able to have some type of game from outside to help that team. Man, they can't survive that same way with Ben Simmons. It's just not going to work. There are a few selfish plays I saw by Embiid yesterday that I like, where he was just driving into the baseline, taking these long fadeaway jumpers around the baseline. I didn't like that. When you had a little more continuity with your guys like Steph Curry. They went to. I guess he had enough looks yesterday, but that's just a weird team, man. Weird team. And Matthias Thybulle could freaking shoot a 3-point shot, man. That one play where it was Capella got the ball back, and Matthias just came running in and then blocked it. That was, sheesh. If only Matthias could shoot, man, he'd be one of the best wings in the league. G. Robinson, salute, man. Andy Garcia, salute, man. Yes. He said, I know we lose your point. Salute to. So my audio is a little bit low, man. I apologize. It should not be low. Let me know if I'm coming in better. For some reason, it seems, and the thing is that like my interface is showing like yellow, so it's like it's saying I'm screaming, so it should not be low. Hold on, let me see. This might work a little bit better. Yo, 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 is that better? Let me know if that's a little bit better than before. Salute to Reek V, salute. Andy Garcia, John Hart, salute. Ethan, salute. Tennessee Knicks, salute, man, salute. Mike Morgan, salute my guy. JRU, salute, man. Salute. Terrence Mann was born that last night. Yes, he was. Eli M, salute. Reggie Jack, a.k.a. Bobby Schmurder. Was salute to Bobby Schmurder, man. Came home, man. I guess he's signing to Rock Nation. I guess. I don't know. Kevin Bergon, salute. Hawks will be a threat in the future, but Six about to send him home. I hope so. I still want to see the Hawks lose. Don't get me wrong, but they got weapons, man. I still, like I said, they should have drafted Halliburton. Like I said, they should have. He would have been excellent with Trae Young. Oh my gosh, having to run the 4-play defense in the backcourt. Sheesh. Bogdan has done a good job this season when healthy. Even though last game, he kind of farted the bed last game, didn't he? Hawks Sixers game box score. I think he itched the bed last game, I believe, if I remember. Hold on. Let me just look this up real quick. Yeah, Bogdanovich itched the bed last game. Yeah, he only had 7 points, 3 for 11 last game. Yeah, he was. I remember him being Tridash. Capella had 14. John Collins had 7. I thought John Collins had more. Daniil Garnard had 16. Kevin Huerter was a guy who was kind of, I don't say he's beasting, but he had a good game. 7 for 15, 2 for 6 from the field. But let's get to this, man. First and foremost, I want to say a salute to everyone's so-called favorite rookie, I guess. I don't know. Your boy Emmanuel Quickly made the NBA all-second all-rookie team. Excuse me. The first team taken up by LaMelo Ball, Sadiq Bey of the Pistons, LaMelo Ball of the Hornets, obviously, Anthony Edwards of the Wolves, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jayshawn Tate. Solid play for the Rockets, man. Then for the second team, you had Desmond Bane, the guy went from TCU, went to the Grizzlies. Still think we could have got Quickly and Desmond Bane, but whatever. Isaac Okoro, the Cavaliers, Emmanuel Quickly of the Knicks, Isaiah Stewart of the Pistons. Him and Precious Achiuwa always confuse me. Yeah, I think it's Isaiah Stewart of the Pistons. Yep. And Patrick Williams of the Chicago Bulls. So salute to Emmanuel Quickly. The Knicks have definitely racked up on some hardware this offseason. Obviously, Julius Randle with the Most Improved Player award. Came in 10th, I believe, in MVP voting. Made an all-star this season. On the flip side, Emmanuel Quickly has made... let me see if anybody's in the chat. Because I was supposed to have a few people join me for this. And no one's here yet. All right, cool. So I guess people will join a little bit later. Let me get back to this. All right, so for this, let me see who else in the building before I get started. Let me see. New York. New York said trades for Miles Turner. You already know I like Miles Turner already. Legion. What if Cam Reddish and Zion joined the New York Knicks? I don't mind Cam Reddish. We talk about Zion Williamson, man. I'm scared about Zion Williamson, man. I think that he's an injury. He's like literally good for maybe like the next 4 or 5 years, man. I think he's gonna start breaking down just because that weight, 6'6", and the way his body is, with his hips paused. But basically how Ben Sutter kind of explained it, it's just not gonna last very long. So I'm not the biggest Zion Williamson fan. But let's get to this, man. Let's get to this. So as everybody's come to find out, Zion Williamson. Whoa. Before we even get to Zion Williamson, let me talk about this. I apologize. I'm all over the place right now. Let me get to this. Julius Randle, first and foremost. Let's talk about this real quick. So Julius Randle, I found something interesting on Friday, I think it was. I sent this to my man Hinton, talking about this, and seems to be that according to sources, Hinton's in the waiting room. Maybe let Hinton in. Let me see. Hinton, can you hear me? My computer's acting a little fuzzy right now. Zoom is at least acting a little weird. So you might have to just hold on. But I don't know why Zoom is doing this. Hinton, join back in there saying that you're in there. All right, let me get to this. So on Friday, heard some things from Ian Begley, who's a guy who seems to be somewhat, of a go-to when it comes to all things Knicks and that are legit. He had a guest on who's talking about some issues regarding Julius Randle in the playoffs and the fact that Julius Randle may have wanted some help. And again, my conspiracy, I put it out there a little while ago talking about this, that I think that the Knicks are trying to indirectly, on the sly, push out Julius Randle. Now, obviously, it sounds crazy. People will say, well, why would they sabotage their own chances? Of that nature. So if you go back, I've talked about the team kind of doing this whole soft tank. Obviously, Obi Toppin, drafting Obi Toppin, despite the fact that Tom Thibodeau and Randle seem to have had a plan to work and get better to where Randle could be an impactful player for the Knicks. It went out. Sam Mitchell said that the Knicks could even get rid of Randle for a second rounder. Maybe that was hyperbole. Maybe it wasn't. Not sure. So again, and I guess Hinton's in. Hold on, let me admit him. All right, we got Hinton in the building. Salute, Hinton. Can you hear me? Hinton, can you hear me? Let me see. I'm not sure if Hinton can hear me, so I don't know.
I can hear you.
Oh, I now hear you now. All right, cool. And chat, let me know if you guys can't hear Hinton. Please let
What's
me
going
know.
on, everybody? How y'all doing? I was trying to get through my computer, but it wasn't working for some reason, so I had to use my phone.
And hold up, I don't even think the chat is working properly. Something is happening with the let me see. Hold up, guys. Let me just do something really quickly. Again, fun times at OBS. Let me just do something really quickly so I get the chat. It seems like the messages aren't coming in as well. So let me. Oh, that's weird. Why is it not coming in? All right, I don't know. Something's happening with my chat, but let me get back to this. So, yeah, just talking about just Randle possibly being kicked out. Obviously, Obi Toppin being drafted, getting minutes, despite the fact that Obi was raw, and obviously the rookie should be getting some type of minutes. But some people could argue that other guys like Knox could have gotten minutes. I wouldn't argue because I think Knox is about done. That's just me. The free agent, the front office kind of slacked off at the PG point guard position. Kind of seemed like we're in a mode of, I want to say soft tanking, man. I'm going to stick by that. Soft tank for the season. Lack of adjustments in the playoffs for Julius Randle. Even B-Ball broke it down, how the Knicks ran the post up for Julius Randle 17% during the regular season. In the playoffs. At that time, I think it was before Game 5, that we only ran it once for him. And I remember counting in that, was it either Game 2 or Game 5? I can't remember which one. Where he finally was in a post and he passed it up to Nose well down low. But it was evident they weren't making adjustments for him. And then a thing we're going to talk about, I know Hinton wants to go off about this, but obviously Zion Williamson possibly being on the horizon could give some battery in the back of the front office, and probably even before. Maybe this was iterated in back channels to these guys in the front office that Zion Williamson does not want to be in New Orleans. And then you have the connections to free agents. Seems a lot more so maybe with RJ Barrett, with Zion Williamson, Luka Doncic, who seems to so-called be a friend. These guys are all so-called friends until they don't play with each other. And obviously Luka Doncic, his issues with the Mavericks and that being on the horizon. So I want to play this clip real quickly just to give me some credence, because when I first heard it, I sent it to Hinton, I sent it to the Coach Color Blocks. Coach Color Blocks tried to make it seem like I was a tinfoiler, but I say, yo, bro, you can't fight this, bro. And granted, we don't know we don't know where this guy's, how true it is, what he's saying. But Ian Begley just does not seem to be the type of guy to have, guys who are just sitting there just talking about absolute nonsense. Like seems to be like he wants to be safe regarding his so-called rumors and have some validation behind it. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's like, I don't think you'd have this guy on. I don't get Chris Berman vibes from him. So let me play this clip really quickly, and I'll let my guy Hinton opine on this. So let me transition.
Marcus, we appreciate you joining us. This week, we want to ask you about a few tweets. So we're going to start off Knicks-related tweet because of where we are. So I'm going to read the tweet. LOL, what if I told you Tibbs has made no adjustments and Nate is out coaching him? What if I also told you that the player you're talking about, which was Julius Randle, has asked for adjustments to be made, but they just haven't been? And so I'm an old man at this point in my life. I don't know anything about culture or what's kind of relevant or what's not, but I do see on Twitter some videos from the comedian Drewski, and I think he's hilarious. And one of his videos just popped into my head as soon as I read this, and he's got a little clip where he says, well, what did you mean by that? And that was my first thought, because I needed to know. What does Marcus mean? I need more than 200 and whatever characters.
240. See, the thing about, Knicks fans, it's like, they get mad at me for everything, but I support Knicks fans because, Julius is my guy. I don't be saying things to kick them while they're down because, the Lakers are out of it too. So it's like, what I'm saying? Shut up, grads, I had talked to somebody who was close to the situation. There you go. That's how your reporters say it. I had talked to somebody who was very close to the situation, and they had said that Julius had expressed something of that sort to them, and that they told me that was going on. So I don't know if that they can just be saying that. I don't know if that came from Julius. It has to be like, can you start at the elbow instead of where you're going because you're double teaming me, and I just don't think that any adjustments were made. And then also people don't understand that DeAndre Hunter was playing hellified defense on Julius, making it really people don't understand that. So it's like, Julius is terrible. No, you guys don't understand that, playoffs is a different beast. You're not ready for it. And he gave Julius hell, and it's not Julius's fault. Because it's like, as a player, okay, coach, this is what I need to do to get off. So this is what needs to happen. And if you tell the coach, I want to catch it here, and he's like, no, we're not going to, I don't want you catching it there. It's like,
wait, was that your Tibbs voice?
Yeah. And if you tell a coach that, I don't want it here, and he says no, it's like, what can you do? You told the coach, you gave your coach your opinion of it, and he says no, it's nothing you can do. But Julius Randle, y'all Knicks fans need to get off him because he gave his heart and soul this year. Just watch the game.
Marcus, we appreciate you joining us. This week, we want to ask you about it.
All right, so we transitioning back, and sorry guys, I think you may have heard Hinton. So I had to probably mute Hinton on that one. On the what's saying again, getting used to this OBS. It is a ridiculously powerful tool, but I am not perfect with it yet. And I think we got Coach Colorblocks trying to join as well too. So I'm gonna let Coach Colorblocks in, but let me transition to Hinton to get his thoughts on just that, and then we can get to the overall because he has some things to talk about regarding Zion Williamson. So go ahead, Hinton.
Well, when it comes to this, we all knew what it was. I don't think that it's. I don't think we need to make more of it than what it was. I think this team was limited, and the coach was also limited. Mm-hmm. So to not make no trades, like, hey, you know what? You guys didn't do nothing for me. I'm not gonna make no adjustments in the playoffs, and it is what it is. We're not gonna go no further than because I know what it is.
Well, but doesn't this feed into the overall narrative that
we know Leon Rose had a plan. He drafted Obi Toppin. Tibbs and Randle ruined it. That was his plan. He wanted to soft tank. He didn't really want to make the playoffs. He didn't want to win 40 games. He probably would have been happy with 30. And they could have been on the edge of the lottery. Hoping to get make a jump like New Orleans did when they got Zion. When the Bulls got Derrick Rose from that point. And he was going to build this basketball team, but that didn't happen. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I just feel, I don't know, it's kind of slimy in that regard that you basically strung your own player, or your own team kind of, because granted, look, yes, the team was probably not going to get far this season. I don't disagree, but I don't know, stuff like that. I think there's a certain karma you have in basketball where if you're at least not trying to do your best to help this team adjust. And you're talking about a guy who still got to the playoffs, who still had a solid team in the Chicago Bulls after losing their best player in Derrick Rose. So it's not as if he couldn't do it.
But let me say this also. Let me add on to this too, right? At the same time, Julius has to have the IQ, and yeah, you can make the adjustments, yada yada yada. But you as a player, it's the playoffs. Do what you need to do. You still were taking the jump shots. Why didn't you just pass it off and be a little bit more assistant, play a little bit smarter? Like that's also on you to do when you see that the coach is not making adjustments. That's also up to you to also, hey, this is not working for me. Like he could be like, I don't know what's going on, but you know what? I'm still trying to win this game. Let me play smarter and do what I need to do instead of taking 30 jump shots. Yeah, they're double teaming me. Let me use RJ more. Let me use Quickly more. Let me use Rose more. Let me use Bullock more. He could have did that. He didn't do that.
Let me say this, man. Playoffs ain't regular season, and this is his first time in the playoffs. So I'm not absolving Julius Randle of being trash in the postseason. But your coach who's been there, your coach who's been there, I mean, he was in the trenches, and he's a guy who has shown adjustments to worse. Well, not say worse situations, but more traumatic situations. Right? You're losing Derrick Rose, your key player, and you're still able to get some semblance of success with guys like, well, Kirk Hinrich I don't think was anymore, but like guys like Lil Dan, Carlos Boozer, Jimmy Butler, guy you developed. So I put eyes on Tom Thibodeau, and I mean, when it comes out, look, if it's a front office is one thing, right? Because they're the guys who are trying to maneuver and get certain talent here, whatnot. But when it's the coaching doing that, it's slimy. A coach is supposed to say, hey, look, I'm supposed to make whatever ingredients you give me. I'm supposed
to. That's cool. But what if his instructions are from the higher up?
Well, that's my whole point. That's what I'm saying. That's dirty. So that's slimy. That you don't take that hurts you. Okay, then you end up now. Granted, I'm not saying it's not the same situation, but Fizdale took it from the higher ups, right? Let these guys so-called play. Don't sit there and try to coach these guys up. Try to tank. Try to get the Zion. It doesn't happen, and look where he is. I'm just saying when you're in those situations where you're not doing what you and your innate ability is to coach, when you're not doing that, and bro,
but like I said,
how many coaches actually sit there after they tank?
He had from higher up. How many you did? I don't know. I'm not. All I can go by. We can go by the end list. We can say what we saw, and it could all be true. But a lot of times people believe their lying eyes at the same time too. So it's not.
I agree.
I'm not like the season. For me, the season is over. I'm moving on.
Well, what it feeds into is not necessarily. It's just giving credence that these guys are trying to move on. That's why, because I have this coming up, and I'm also going to talk about Zion Williamson, talk about Luka, and the fact that I do definitely think that Randle will be in the move. Now we talked about this before, so I think that you do have to look at these things and break them down, because if that's the case, then if the Knicks here's a few things. Here a few indicators. Let
me add on before you get started. And this is to everybody in the chat. Everything is always on the table. The loyalty is to winning championships, or the appearances to winning championships. So everything should always be on the table. So there is no loyalty to anybody but winning. But go ahead.
I don't disagree whatsoever. Everybody's on the table. I just don't like it when coaches do, like, unless you had a legit tank where it's like, all right, we're gonna sit here and try to tank for number one, which again doesn't work because of the odds and how it is now. That's understandable. And it's like, all right, we know you're just a guy. You're the Bill Parcells. I don't even say Bill Parcells, because Bill Parcells wouldn't do that. But you're kind of like the guy to just sit here and just kind of man the ship while I guess things are we're trying to develop or whatever. But I don't know. It just felt slimy that Tibbs was doing that in the playoffs, especially when he wasn't doing the regular season. So. Hadouken, salute, bro. Coach Color Block, salute, guys, man. How you guys doing?
Chilling.
What's good going on, guys?
Hadouken, I think you're muted, bro.
Now I'm talking.
Okay, now you're good.
Oh,
we see Hadouken. What's good?
Yeah, Hadouken
what's good?
He's alive, bro. This is weird, man. I guess Ethan is
last time because I already told you. Seen my face before on this too.
We know. Yeah. I'm only joking. But and I apologize. I don't know what's happening with the
You gotta refresh your chat on the.
Yeah, it's not working for. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Okay, now it's doing. All right, I have to refresh.
Yeah, you probably disconnected your internet for a second, and then you gotta refresh it.
Yeah, I had to refresh the cache. That was it. All right, I apologize, guys. I don't know what the hell's happening. Actually, re-put the link in there and everything. Coach Color Blocks. Since you were doubting me on my whole adjustments thing, man. Any thoughts on that? On the video, I don't know if you saw the little clip.
Yeah, the Ian Beckley thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's something to it, because other people were saying it. So
Coach on Friday, I sent this to Coach.
it's just so weird, bro.
It's
That is weird, but
I get it. It's just so
sense.
weird.
It makes sense, but I don't know. It's
Just
just weird.
everything about that is weird, man. Because if Begley's talking about it, and I think the other guy, he's on Twitter. He's pretty, he's involved a lot of these teams.
Mhm.
They're not gonna bring it up for nothing.
And Begley's not like he's not
like that.
a rumor chaser. So
He
there's-
doesn't say random stuff without anything behind it.
and the thing about it that also this too, that has to be coming from Randall's camp.
Randall, it's coming from Randall.
Right.
Right, and it makes sense because the other guy on the clip is a Lakers insider, so that would make sense.
Yeah, and thank you, Julian Bum, for the $5 super chat. Says, yo, keep up the good content, man. Thank you so much, bro. Keyshawn, salute, man. We got Joshua Okran in the building, salute, bro. Gio Mendoza, salute, man. I just want to ask you, Coach, man, as a coach, would you ever? Now, obviously, you're in high school, right? So it's not as if you're signing. Well, I don't know what you guys do at your high school. You guys might be giving money to some kids on the table. I'm joking before anybody takes.
But
But
fired, dude.
as an
Yes,
NBA coach, right? And they're selling to you like, yo, coach, man, yo, look, we're trying to get Zion, we're trying to get Luka here, right? Yo, blah blah. We gotta try to get Julius Randle out of here, man. Blah blah. Do this, don't coach him up to the players, blah blah. Versus in your heart of hearts, you're a coach. You're like, yeah, I can't do that. I gotta try to help this dude any way possible. What would your route be? And you're like, yo, if I try to coach with Julius Randle, say they did beat the Hawks or whatever, or say Julius Randle played well enough to it's like, yo, you got to give this dude a max. Like now with the city's behind it, the media's behind it, you got to give this dude a max. And you foil everything, but there's team success to it. What route do you take as a coach?
I don't even know, man, because it depends on the coach. I think if we had like Mike Brown or something, he would have been like.
No, I'm saying you're the coach.
Oh.
You coach color blocks. They hired you as a coach of the Knicks. It ain't Tom Thibodeau.
I would have done what Tibbs did and just played my game.
But he didn't.
I mean, for the most part, I mean, aside from Randall, like the Knicks just played the Knicks game.
Coach Coloblock, him and Hinton, these guys should be freaking Hinton and Coach. They're some of the best lawyer speak mother effers I've ever met. I just asked you, I gave you an ultimatum. Don't tell me, I'm talking about, yo, you got to sit there. You pick scenario A or scenario B. Don't say it to me, just play your game. Don't give me some vagueness. What are you doing? This guy, man. These guys. This Coach Coloblock.
Scenario A is the throw, right? Scenario A is just
throw it.
Kind of
do what you did. Do what you did this. Yeah, do what you did this playoffs.
Kind of sandbag it a little bit.
Yeah.
And scenario B is to try as hard as you can, right? Just ignore what the front office says and go. I would ignore what the front office says. I wouldn't sandbag it.
And that's exactly what Randall should have did when he was playing the game.
G. Robinson said, Legion, if you're Randall, would you make your own adjustments despite? Yes, I would. Yes, I'm trying to win. I don't.
Okay,
yo,
but
bro.
I can comment on that one.
Of course, yeah, because you're trying to play. Yeah, this guy Coach Coloblock.
No, because Tibbs is like that. Tibbs is very much like, you don't make adjustments, I make adjustments.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing anything to help Randall. So if I'm Randall, yeah, I'm doing. Yeah,
But maybe he did sandbag it because that would be the thing that would make sense, right? Like Tibbs is very much my way or the highway. He doesn't really allow players to make adjustments like that. Only like established, like D Rose could do it, but he doesn't really give that level of agency to other players. So I guess if you want to go really deep into the conspiracy theory, Tibbs, like maybe Tibbs put his guys in a position where they couldn't.
Well, yeah, if Randall's asking, hey, can I catch the ball here, deeper post, like I said, versus just taking it from the
And
top
then
of
Tibbs
the
is
key.
like, no, you know the drill.
And that's what Tibbs did. That's what that whole video said.
I know, I guess but I'm saying like that. That's why I'm like, this seems a little weird. I get it. I don't think the Knicks are smart enough like that, to be honest.
No. Okay, guys, when I'm saying all these things, right? I'm still expecting the Knicks to lose. I'm not saying the Knicks are going to win whatsoever. I still expect the Knicks to lose. But what I'm trying to say is that even Knicks losing, just to attempt it, says something. And maybe Randall would have had more success, right? And now it's like, okay, the Knicks lost, but Randall was averaging 30 points in it, or not 30, like 27 or something like that in the playoffs.
But let me add this though, right? He shot so bad, does it even really matter though?
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
doesn't-
it does, because if you have a guy like Thibodeau not making adjustments, even
I'm
if
not
he
trying
shot,
to hear that because he had so
even
many
if
shots,
it's not,
he shot so many damn threes. Like, I'm not trying to hear
it's
that.
not
shot
about.
the
You guys aren't getting it. It's not about success.
No,
It's
yeah,
about
but
where the
the-
team is going.
like,
I'm not talking about
adjustments
success, bro. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the team could have still lost. I'm saying that it doesn't bode well for Tom Thibodeau as a coach. If it starts to come out that Tom Thibodeau I don't even say threw away, but he was doing those little machinations because he's following the front office in the playoffs. That can rub players. That can rub future players, current players. I understand we don't have a lot of current players to really keep anyway, but even future players rub them the wrong way. Now it's like, yo, I don't trust this dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, but it's like adjustments is one thing, and then being scared to take easy shots is another.
I agree, but that has nothing. That has nothing to do. Like literally, we could have lost. That has absolutely nothing to do what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the perception of the type of coach that Tibbs is, and I've never seen or heard of Tibbs being that type of coach, and now he's doing that possibly because of the front office. I'm just saying, for all the free agents that we want, the superstars we want, if that gets out, and again, I'm not saying Julius Randle has that type of clout like that, but people follow behind him and say, yo, that's kind of effed up, and say it blows up where he doesn't get or he wants the max, whatever, and I'm not saying he deserves it, but it comes out he's not with the Knicks. That type of stuff could blow up. It doesn't bode well for the Knicks. But let's move on to Zion Williamson, because I don't think people are getting my point. Let me see what you guys are saying. D. Grant, he says,
I get the point. I just think it's a little too deep for me.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a little,
Alright.
but you know, like I also understand the Begley stuff gives it a little more credence. But even after that, I still a little too. I don't think we have that much hindsight in the front office. This is the same team that, you know, played Jared Jack first a whole entire season. Like, I don't think we're that.
yeah, but that's a
smart.
different regime, though.
That's
No, it's not. But see, that's the thing.
okay.
The
This
sins
is the
of
same
the
regime.
father. This is a different regime, though, bro.
All right. This is the regime. This is the regime that in August of 2020 said, yeah, we're gonna start this year with Alfred Payton as our starting point guard.
Oh my gosh, dogs.
That's that regime.
That's the whole point. The whole point is that you have a regime that's like, yo, and we all agree on it. It's like it's almost like win at all costs. While the Nets the Bucks look terrible. It's like a win at all costs type, or not win at all costs, but we're gonna win with the way we want to win. And we don't give a damn about Randle. We don't care about how this team could have pivoted a different way because of what Randle and RJ and what Tibbs did. It's like we're gonna win our way with the OBs and trying to get Zion, all these guys here. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like something is rotten in Denmark. That's my whole point. It doesn't.
I hear that.
The front office is fine. They could be they're slime balls. It is what it is, but not when it comes to Tibbs, who's a respectable coach in the league. That's all I'm saying. And this is the first time I've heard from Randle. Not to say there's discord, but this is the first time you've heard of Randle and there being some type of disagreement with Tibbs. It seems like him and Tibbs had a decent understanding for most of the season, and this is coming out, and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing.
Can I add this? Maybe there's a Kentucky connection here, but maybe this is also a sign that maybe, like I said, maybe Randle wants to stay, and maybe they do have a plan in place where he's not staying.
I think that makes more sense to me. I think that makes more sense to me. That
But
he
it-
does want to be here, but the front office doesn't want to be him because
It's
he's not
Yeah,
their
about
guy.
but-
good things.
Yeah, he's not the front office guy. He's not their guy.
So am I speaking another language? In what point was I not understood that like Randle? I never said Randle wanted to leave. That he actually probably does want. I didn't say it directly. Let me try to still hint his point. But the fact of the matter is that the front office doesn't want him. Literally, I started the segment saying the front office. The whole point of this, it seems as if the front office is trying to push him out.
But no, I think
we're-
we're agreeing with you on that. I think we're
Yeah.
disagreeing with you on the fact that there's like a deeper conspiracy than that.
Yeah, but
By the
also
front
remember-
office?
Remember too. Hold on.
Yeah.
Remember too. Remember they wanted to
But if-
trade him, right? Didn't they want to trade him and they
In the
couldn't
summer?
find anybody? Yeah, Sam Mitchell said that.
Right, but,
You know, and they couldn't get anything
Their
for him.
second
So
round pick, yeah.
yeah, so maybe look, we might be digging a rabbit hole that's not even there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it is what it is.
wait, I'm confused. What's the rabbit hole that we're not like? I'm so confused because aren't we sitting here saying that they don't want him, and then we're all agreeing that they probably don't want him? So where's the?
Yeah, but maybe looking at the adjustments and all that, maybe that's just what it is. Like, it is what it is.
That on the court. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's that's the contention. I think.
Fair
at
enough.
least
I'm
think
going
it's
with
like-
that. I'm going with that, man. We've seen even crazy, and of course, freaking Giannis hits a three, and Giannis's sneakers look like trash. What the hell is those? Anyway, we're gonna get to
the first one from last year.
What
Those
the
look
hell with
better.
those sneakers, bro? Those looks like Asics. I know they had the Nike thing on. They look
Those are his sneakers.
sheesh, those are whack as hell, man. But first of all, my career is almost about done. I played in the Jordans on Monday, and I came back. I told Coach Box my knees were like swollen. Like something is definitely wrong.
Did
I
you get
did
your knees
PT
drained?
yesterday. I'm gonna try to get an MRI next week, man, because the PT lady.
Well, if there's water in them, you gotta get them drained.
Yeah, because she's feeling she's
You
like,
gotta get 'em
yeah, it's
drained.
kind of puffy, whatever. I don't feel them now. It's not as painful now, but I've never had to ice my knees before, and I've never felt like, yo, I can't walk pain. So
If you get your knees drained and then water comes out, then you just gotta get them drained. But if you get them drained and blood comes out, then maybe something bigger. Not to make you scared.
yeah, I've heard. What's this guy's name? Not Brennan Hayward. Light skinned dude used to play in the Wizards with the Bulls. Eaton Thomas was talking about how when Jordan used to get his knees drained, he saw like black stuff coming out, which I guess is like probably old blood, which is disgusting. So
That's when stuff is wrong. If it's water, it's just a drain, and you ice it and you wrap it, and you'll be fine.
and Jordan actually kept playing too, by the way, which is crazy. Jordan is a
Oh, yeah,
psycho.
he had tendonitis. He had tendonitis in those knees. So
I might have to check. I've never. This is crazy, man.
My
Very
guess is
depressed
just
too, man.
water.
I was
My
trying
guess
to
is
run.
probably just water. Yeah.
I couldn't move. They weren't even passing to me more just because I was just out of it. I was like, yo, I am sheesh, man. So all right, now to this Zion Williamson to New York. Obviously, the rumors are out there. Everybody just have a list of things that are going on. Obviously, Albert Gentry fired, and I put the question mark. I know he was fired, but it seems that he was a player's favorite, or he had a good relationship or rapport with a lot of guys on the team, Brandon Ingram, whatnot. SVG was fired. Stan Van Gundy was fired. It seemed like he had the opposite, that Brandon Ingram and some other players kind of voiced to him how he was unable to get those two guys, like him and Zion, Ingram and Zion, to be effective together. Seems to like his tough ways. It doesn't seem like anybody really likes Stan Van Gundy's tough ways. Zion's family is coming out, which basically is Zion Williamson, because if your family's in one accord, you tell them to shut up, they would shut up. So it seems as if there's been maybe something from Zion Williamson's camp to put out there that he is not enjoying his time in New Orleans. Last year, he did leave the bubble for a so-called family matter, but it seems to come out that it may have not been that serious. They could have stayed. JJ Redick, obviously earlier this year, was taking shots at the front office, talking about how slimy they were because he asked them to either trade him at the beginning of the season or hold him for the remainder of the season. Obviously, they didn't. And then New Orleans has been news recently that they may be looking to relocate in the future. So it seems as if, and I put the cap space of the Pelicans. Obviously, they got some ugly contracts in your boy Eric Bledsoe. They also got Big Steven Adams on the team, but they will have some space. $95 million will be on the books, or a little bit of space, right? Because the cap is 109, right? So they don't have that much space. Excuse me, but and then obviously Lonzo Ball coming off, but we don't know what's going to happen with Lonzo Ball. He could be a sign and trade for the team. I don't think he's staying. It doesn't seem like it, but there's a lot of turmoil with the New Orleans Pelicans, and now people drawing the dots regarding the Knicks. You had was it Bill? No. Actually, Bill Simmons was actually talking about Luka, which I'm gonna get to a little bit. But you do have the media coming out talking about Zion Williamson to the Knicks. I believe he has 2 more years, right? He has this year and this coming season and the next season before he's a restricted free agent. And Hinton was, he brought up some interesting plans or things that Zion could definitely do to try to force his way over to the Knicks.
I just remember something. My bad,
Go
but
ahead.
because you remember when he was talking about the MSG thing after he played us?
Yes.
And then I was like telling you, but Woj said that that's something you should actually look at. And then now they came out saying that him and his family are not happy with the team they got in New Orleans. So
Right. But he's also the same. He's also the same. But see, here's the thing, though. I think
I know, but
that
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm not even saying what you're saying is. I'm not saying what you're saying doesn't have some validity to it, right? And I don't want to take Hinton's juice because he's the one that said do this, blah blah blah, right? To me, until I see a player reject that extension and say I'm putting money, and I'm gonna let Hinton talk in like 2 seconds. I don't want to take his juice. Until I see that, I don't trust anybody when they say that. Oh, I love playing in the Mecca. I don't want to hear that. I want to see you put your money. I guess your money where the mouth. Put your money where your mouth isn't, because you won't be taking that cash, and say, you know what, I'm gonna bank on this. I might not take the extension. I'm a pray to God I don't get injured, and I'm out. So Hinton, take it away because I don't want to take any more of your juice, man. We're talking about this on Friday. Go ahead, Hinton. Look at him cheesing.
guys.
Look at him cheesing. Look at Hinton cheesing like he's Nostradamus. Go ahead, man.
I'm telling you guys, you're about to see NBA history. Zion's going to be the first one to reject that offer. He's going to be a free agent. So if I was New Orleans, I'd be looking to trade him like right now. Just get him out of there because he's not coming back. He's going to create in history. He's going to be the first guy to reject his rookie offer and become a free agent. And he's still going to get paid. So don't think he's losing any money.
Oh, especially after he barely played his first year. And it's like he basically had 1 year. That's how you know, like.
And I know everybody's concerned about his injuries, but this guy, this is.
20,
if any of you guys,
21.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the movie, The Search for Bobby Fischer, right? And when you watch the point,
the chess player,
where they're playing the chess game, right? And Larry Fishburne, right? What did he say when he saw the kid make a mistake? He was like, "There it is," right? This is that point. The Knicks have this opportunity to get this. You're getting a star, a chosen one. He's still going to be in his rookie deal, which means you're going to have plenty of cap space.
10 mil per year.
Yo, this is it. Because guess what you don't want to do? You do not want to lose him to Atlanta. We do not want that problem. So
really, I don't
think
know.
about
I'm not
that.
worried about Atlanta getting him.
Yeah, but you should be because you know what that happens? He's playing with Trae Young. You see Trae Young playing, and they're getting away. They're getting all the calls now. What's going to happen when he goes there?
Yeah, I heard about that part about the calls.
It's not even. I haven't even heard that, but I'm telling you, Atlanta. Like I'm telling you, that's going to be a problem that the Knicks are going to have to get past. And you don't want to get stuck with Julius Randle. And there's no disrespect to him. There's stars and then there's stars, you know, and he's on that second to third, fourth tier of stars. He's proven that. And yeah, you could be like, well, Zion would have went through the same thing, but his points come different. His points are all in the paint. That dude is scoring the most points in the paint is Shaq. So the game is different, and he's going to expand. Yeah, he's got a height problem too with the defense, but you want to star? This is how you get him. You know, you get him, you match him with RJ, and you build your basketball team from that point on. And you will have an opportunity for 2 years down the road to get the guys that, if you're watching the basketball game right now, we're gonna get these dudes off the court with that type of basketball team. I don't think we're gonna be able to do it with Randle. And there's no disrespect to him. I'm very thankful. I'm appreciative for what that man did. But in the big picture of things, I am trying to win a championship. And he may win a championship, but he cannot win that championship here being the leader of this basketball team because there are just certain things that I see that he doesn't have.
And the thing about, here's the thing about Zion, man. And this is why I ultimately disagree that he will be the first to reject that deal because of the injury history, right? I understand that New Orleans sucks. Now, if they talk about relocation, maybe you could see that because you don't want to.
Yeah, that's in 2024. They were saying that's
2024. Okay.
Yeah, they said 2024.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone by that point. Or maybe he's the reason why they leave anyway when they get rid of him.
I wonder with relocations, right? Well, no, because typically
it's only Seattle and Las Vegas. You know.
I'm trying to think about I'm just trying to think about like the books themselves. Like I'm trying to think of every team that relocated. Did they try to clean up the books before? I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. Coach, do you have any color on that? Like, teams have left, like, when Seattle went to OKC, I don't remember them trying to, like, clean off the books before. No, they don't have to because you're not selling it to anybody. You're not selling the team to anybody. Just or new owners coming, they're probably just taking it. I'm just trying to think of, like, what the team would typically try to do when they're relocating.
Yeah, they could do that because
you try to get a pick. You try to, like, get someone who's going to be the star because the Seattle Supersonics did it with KD.
Right. But they were in like a. Well, I mean, the Pelicans, they went 31-41 last this season, or
something like
that. 31-41.
Somewhere around that, yeah. Basically.
So I mean, you still have Ingram, right? But I mean, your point guard situation is still muddied, and you don't have a coach right now.
No, they would tank. They would tank, and try to get a top pick.
But see, the thing is, they still have Lonzo, so they could. It's not like Lonzo really has it. But see, Lonzo really doesn't have an option. So if they let me say this too. The NBA as we know it now is over in terms of that too. Everybody's a free agent because as soon as somebody wants to leave, they're able to leave. So you have to look at the NBA.
Sorry.
There's an NBA. The NBA is also different now. So you also have to look at it that way. You have to look at this like football.
I think that only rests with the top players. It's a
Yeah,
players'
it's-
league, but that only really
Right.
rests with the top players, bro. It's not. It's
it's
like
not
such a top
Lonzo.
player yet,
Lonzo's
though.
not a guy who could sit out and demand it like say a Harden to get traded to.
Exactly. That's another reason why I said New Orleans could sign him, even if he doesn't like it. They could pull a Zach LaVine on him.
And also
Did Ingram
too.
resign, by the way? He extended last offseason.
Yeah,
right?
he's got the big
Yes, he
contract.
did.
Oh yeah, the
5-year
4 year,
deal with
right?
him. 4 or 5 year deal. With
No,
him.
5-year,
154 or something
I
like
think
that.
he maxed out. Yeah, he maxed.
Yeah, he got a
146
max.
or 154, something like that.
Right. So and also I think wasn't there talks about like the owners trying to do something or having to ratify or not ratify but kind of change that the next CBA
Right.
like they're looking into that where like players are just sitting up there and like refusing to play and trying to get their way to just leave a team whatever. There's some article, there's some platform that was
They
talking
Nah,
should.
I
I'm
didn't
very
see
pro player. Like I'm very pro. I'm not ever gonna side with ownership.
I'm
but-
pro play, but when you sign a contract, you sign a
No, I
contract,
agree.
bro.
I
Like,
agree. Like, what's the point? Here's my. There's a bunch of views I have on Zion. Obviously, I
Mhm.
like him here, right? But my big view is like, what the hell is the point of a top pick if the player can just say I don't want to be here?
Right.
Yeah, that's like
Like, what's the point?
And then also you have these guys like the Bradley Bills and the Dame
Yeah,
Lillards, right? And granted, they've been playing. I'm not saying they pulled a Harden, right? But when you sign a contract, like a lot of these guys know, it's like, are they there for the money? Then you start hearing the news, like maybe not even a year later. Oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, this place. I didn't say Dame said it, but you heard it with like rumors with Bill and stuff. And then he was having like a malcontent. It's like, dogs, you knew the situation you get into. You could have left. You were an
Right.
unrestricted free agent. You had the world's your oyster. You just wanted that extra year of money. That's on
Yeah,
you. So
because it's always about the money. That's what-
I
it's always
understand,
about the
but
money.
this is what I'm talking about. The owners are going to, and think about this: the networks want the next CBA. They want to bring that percentage of profit more so to the net. It's like, yo, bro, we saw what happened during the pandemic. So we lost a lot of money, and you guys, all this control the players have, and you guys don't want to play to. It's like, nah, we're gonna take back some of that money. So as much as it is a players' league, the NBA PA better start telling some of these players like, hey, look, unless you're it better be rare that you guys sit up there and say, yo, I'm going to sit out and not play and be a malcontent, whatever, because what you're doing, you're messing up the money for everybody else. That's the thing about it. NBA got to look out for everybody, not just for the top players. So I don't think the NBA is good. I think it's actually, it may change the other way around. I'm not saying it's going to be like it was in the 90s where guys ain't making cash, but it's like, yo, bro, guys, you sign a contract. You got to play for this team.
Man, look here. I'm not with that. Like, look.
I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just saying the reality of things.
I understand what you're saying, and the reality is, look, if I'm from New York City, and you draft me to wherever you from, like let's say I'm in Oklahoma City or one of these cities like Minnesota and all that, yo, man. And after a certain while, yo, man, these kids they move like AAU, and that's what these guys got to look at it as.
All right, well, you bet. And so
That's the same.
if you
That's
do
the
that,
issue, though. I think that's
you
not
better
the
give me
same.
20. You better give me 25 points. If you whatever you are, 12
You know
10
what?
assists,
And I'm
12
gonna give you
rebounds,
that
whatever the hell it
25
is.
points, and I'm gonna give you that.
Give me that,
25
and then
points.
you can sit there and complain because again, if you're a bit player, or even if you're Alonzo Ball, where it's like he's solid, but it's like we don't even know what the hell he is, and he's never been in a winning situation in his life in the NBA. He doesn't have the leverage really, and that looks bad on the NBA PA where you're so-called middling. I don't say middling, but you know what I mean, like middle talent.
Yeah,
and
they are.
sitting out, and you ain't about that life.
But see, this the thing too. Like the thing about basketball, and this is crazy, right? I've been thinking about this for a long time. This is what the owners got. The owners are really not in a power situation when it comes to this situation. When I look at it, right? Yeah, they have the money, but when it comes to basketball players, I can go anywhere and create a game and get paid for it. I can go anywhere in the world, and these dudes like. I dare the owners to go strike again and watch what happens.
The owners aren't in. Well, the owners have power. That's not true. The owners have power.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you know why? You know why? When Kyrie Irving said, "Yo, I want to create my own league," he got snitched on. And everybody. So the owners still got power, and the people really got the power is the networks.
But that's why the owners really can't strike no more. Because if you do that, these guys have the willpower in this.
What willpower? Whoa.
That's cool.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because you know who has the owners' backs?
All right.
The networks. Because you know why?
All right.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'll let you go. When Kyrie Irving, when it was rumored that.
Guess what? But guess what? So what? Because things change.
It's not so what? No, it's not so. Hold on. Let me say this point.
Always be players first owners.
Let me say this point. Let me say this point.
Friends.
Let me say this point.
We can go to any college. I could go to Africa. I could go anywhere and go.
And they won't do it. And let me say. I'm gonna say this point.
But they should.
They shoulda, woulda, coulda. Are you doing it? No.
Like I said, I would dare the owners to do it because.
And when Kyrie Irving was rumored to have talked about a league, who attacked him? I'm not even talking about the players. The same network, Fox Sports, who sat up there talking about woke this and woke that the whole summer. What's this guy's name? Skip Bayless and your boy Shannon Sharp woke this and woke that. When Kyrie Irving talked about his own league, they demonized him. They called him crazy.
Well, you know what? Go ahead and do it.
It's not about,
but he's right and exact, and I'm agreeing with him. I would dare the owners to do it.
No, but
I'm make
Hinton,
sure that I'm gonna get my
point,
money, and it don't even have to be the same money. But I'm gonna go find a way to play basketball and get paid for it.
Hinton, my point is not that. I agree. I wish they had a players' league for
that's
the
what
players.
I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that they will not do it because these guys are comfy.
But what I'm saying is that they should, and that's what should happen, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Of course, we both agree on that. Hinton, we
both
agree. And the players will not move. They are comfy. Bro, think about this. Think about this. Kyrie Irving allegedly had a so-called WhatsApp chat amongst his own players or friends of his, right?
Yes, I know.
His own players ratted him out.
Because there was a different situation, but I'm promising you, in the next situation is going to be different.
You know what the funniest thing is? That may have been the best situation for them to even have that type of thinking.
They could have.
To have it 4 or 5 years down the line and say, hey, and they outed him, and then the same networks who preach all that woke stuff, because you talk about the owners, the networks, they want to have these little what do you call them all, the regional is it RSPs, whatever the hell it's called, regional sports programs, whatever they call it. They want parity. They don't want to have it where everybody goes to so-called.
Yeah, they want it like football. They want it like football. But
yeah, so they want it where, yo, bro, if you sign if he draft you, you better. That's why they want more parity.
That's why they gave them more money.
And even that's not working.
But matter because the money doesn't matter because they're still going to leave.
I see both sides to this. My whole issue with the Zion thing is, what leverage does he have?
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any.
He doesn't
the
have
only
any.
thing that he can do is withhold his service and then leave when it's time to leave.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, what? He has no leverage. But here's the thing. Here's the issue. He has no leverage. Yet he's gonna be able to demand a trade.
Thank you.
That's crazy to me. That's the same thing with Harden. I was like, Harden had no leverage, yet was somehow.
Whoa, no, but
what leverage did he have?
Bro, Harden was there. For that team. See, the thing about it is that Harden one was a draw. Like Zion is a draw. I'm not saying he isn't, but Harden was doing that year in year out, and he was that team's. He was that franchise, and they were going to the playoffs. So there's visibility, there's success there. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, Coach, but he had Harden, and this is what I'm saying. Either way, you're it's like a Pyrrhic victory, right? You're taking losses with this, right? You're hurting the league, but it's like Harden can do it because it's Harden.
Okay, so what? All right, back to Zion. Fine.
Zion
he has no leverage. He's only played one full NBA season, and yet he's able to like essentially force himself out of his rookie deal. Like, that's crazy to me. Like I said, I'm not pro owner. I'm pro.
Well, actually, this is bad all over the place. Actually, it's different because actually Zion is actually going about it the so-called legal way, right? Because all he has to do is just
happy?
No. Because if, like Hinton said, if he just doesn't take the extension, they have to give him the QO, right? He takes the QO, plays 1 year, and he's an unrestricted free agent. So he's actually doing the right way. Harden did it I'm gonna cry my way out of this and then enforce a trade. It's still, they're both league, but you know what I'm saying? Like Zion can do that. It's just Zion is like it's they're gonna call his bluff to be like, oh, you're not gonna take the money, bro?
Yeah, but then I think it's such a razor's edge of saying, because he could tomorrow. He could just be like, you know what? Forget about this whole chess game of not taking the rookie deal extension. I'm just gonna start complaining. I'm gonna take to Instagram and Twitter and whatever, and then they have to trade him. Like,
yeah, but coach, all he has to do is just not take the deal. Here's the thing though, when you start taking these guys, okay, go ahead.
What if he chooses just? I know he's not gonna take the deal. I agree with Hinton there, but what's stopping him from just going to his Instagram tomorrow and just putting everybody on blast and saying, forget this chess match, I just want out.
Because here's a stupid thing. If you're not going to take the deal, you're already indicating to the team that you want to be traded.
And then the it would be over that.
Right. So, but hold up. You can't even compare the Harden and the Zion thing because if Zion doesn't take
Harden.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that with Zion, what would be the point of him doing that? If he doesn't take the deal, he's already indicating, look, I don't want to be here. So they're gonna trade him.
Theoretically, like what like. I just don't like. I'm bringing up that scenario because I just don't like that he has all of this power when he's done nothing to earn that power. Like, it's a rookie deal. Of
Oh,
course.
Zion. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah. He's like, I'm unhappy with the Pelicans and the roster. Bro, you were the first pick. First pick teams are usually projects on the way up. Like they're not gonna magically turn it around in
well,
85
coach, in this
with your guys,
situation, he doesn't need the leverage.
Remember, he didn't want to be there in the first place. So
Okay, well then he should set out his rookie year.
That's true, but all he has to do, coach, is just not take the deal. He actually has leverage. Just don't take the deal.
But he should have just sat out his rookie year.
No.
But you know what? But remember, they held him out for the year because of a knee injury,
right?
Basically, so
his meniscus.
Yeah, but he signed that deal.
Well, yeah, but also
when you get drafted to a team,
he didn't know what he was. Remember, he didn't know what he was getting into. Even you know what you're getting into, but you don't know what you're getting into until you're in it. So now that he's in it and he's here, he's like, oh,
that's on him then, because if you get that's on him. If you get drafted by a team and you really don't want to be there, you don't sign for them then. Eli Manning did it.
Actually,
you're not legally obligated to sign that deal.
What
Eli
happens in
Manning
the
did it with Phillip
NBA?
Rivers, remember that? He's like, I don't want to be here.
What happens in the NBA if you get drafted to a team you don't sign, right? What happens? Obviously, you're not getting a scale.
They hold your rights for the year, but
they hold your rights.
They hold your rights for the year, but you can actually go back into the draft the next year.
Larry Bird did it.
Right.
That's what Larry Bird did, because they drafted him when he didn't want to come out, but you can still draft a player even if they don't, say they want to be in the draft. Like I could draft Gmo with the first pick, and he can say, well, I didn't sign for, I have no intention. So Larry Bird did. The Celtics drafted him like his sophomore year, even though he played all 4 years at Indiana State. Like you can just say,
the NBA PA probably get a ton of pressure from. It's like, yo, bro, we can't be having this.
But legally he can be like, all right,
that's true.
Fine, I'm going back to Duke.
That's true.
But he didn't, and he said, I'm gonna get paid. So yeah, I'm not feeling bad for him at all. That's his camp's decision to be like, yo, listen, this New Orleans deal is not really the best situation for you. If you really hate it that much, we should go back to Duke. You'll be the first pick next year.
Mm-hmm.
But he made sure to get paid. He wants his cake and he's gonna eat it too.
And
that's unfair.
Whoa! But the thing about it, again, guys, we're missing it. He just doesn't have to take the deal.
No, I'm not saying.
He just doesn't have to take the deal.
What's the point? So what's the point? What's the point?
He has to take the deal because he's already
what's the point of the draft?
2 years in.
What's the point of the draft then? What's the point of the draft?
The draft is product placement. I've always said that.
Yeah, what's the point of the draft if you could take somebody and then they can be like, you know what, I'm not really into this rebuilding thing. I want out. All of your hindsight and your planning as a franchise is gonna go to waste. I really don't want to be here. What's the point of a top pick? Same thing with Anthony Davis, right? Like, he did some really kind of slimy things to end up on the Lakers.
That's true, but he was there for years and he still got him to the playoffs like twice. So
he was there for 7 years though. They had every
opportunity
to give him some help.
I understand that one a little bit bad, but the same idea is like, what's the point of these picks if
that's
like, I don't want to be there?
Well, the point Zion is saying is like Zion's like, look, I already see what's happening. I want out already. So
right, but then here's the thing though, Coach. I mean, you have those situations like you said, right? But you also do have situations where those teams do get better. Now they do need to do a better job of rewarding teams who aren't good but are actually trying. Right, there's a big difference between teams who are trash.
I told you.
How do you judge that?
I told you.
Well, I said you can have it. Well, you can have it where with the draft picks, right? You give better odds to teams who are like right outside. Well, outside. Not to have the 9 to 10, but say it was classic where they had just the 1 to 8. I'd have it where you reward teams if you're ninth, whatever. Like you get better odds again that first round because you actually try to win, but
I would actually have it to where all teams was even in the lottery, like for me, because that would definitely get you to do your job. Like, you shouldn't want to be in the lottery, but at the end of the day, if the AFC wind up with the number 1 pick, oh well, too bad. You know what I'm saying?
There is a solution, but it would never happen in American sports, and it's just like in soccer, just do promotion relegation. You lose games, you're out the league, but they wouldn't do that here.
No, you can't do that.
I know you can't do that here for money reasons, but
yeah, but then even then, what does that do with the? Well, I guess if you're trash, you get kicked out. Right.
Teams, I don't care, but it's
right.
Just
but
like,
then aren't most of those G League teams already parent owned by some type of?
Sure. Obviously, there's a system built in place, but like all these teams, because like, all right, I'm mad at Zion for saying I'm not part of this. I don't want to be part of this rebuild, but I'm like, bro, they had the first pick because they sucked, so it's gonna take a few years.
Wait,
but you know what?
But wait, here's the other part of it too, because I do see it from the other side. Pelicans have been bottom feeders for a decade now. So if I'm a player who gets drafted there, I'm like, do I really want to be part of this like losing franchise?
Hey, weren't the Pelicans in the playoffs like
they scraped the A seed and did nothing. A few like the
Yeah,
Pistons
I
did like
wouldn't-
40 and did
Well,
nothing.
the Portland upset them when they were at the highest seed at one point.
No. They
Yeah.
beat Portland. They swept Portland, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. They beat Portland.
And then
you
they did
know,
nothing with it. It's like Detroit when they made the playoffs, like with Van Gundy a few years ago. That didn't mean anything. That didn't
Well,
mean
but
anything.
then
They kept making it to the 8th seed.
Yeah,
well, but
they
here's the thing though
yeah,
with
they
the
lost to
Pelicans.
Golden State. They lost to Golden State one year.
Yeah.
It's been a whole lot of nothing. Is my point.
They also
they've never
had Cousins, which actually I thought was working.
They
and
never
got-
they never
Cousins,
capitalized
AD,
off
nothing
that.
happened with
Yeah,
them.
Yeah, but that's not. How can I put this?
nothing.
I agree that you have to try to incentivize these teams to actually play a little bit better, not just use these first round picks as like draws for audience or ratings. And say, hey, we have Zion here tonight. We don't give a damn. We win the
That's what they
playoffs,
do.
right? I agree with that, but for the most part, I don't think it's. I don't think it's that every bad team just sits there. Now you just have incompetent front offices, which hurts. But Zion Williamson, again, he has leverage. Just don't take the deal. It's just that he's gonna get it from the NBA PA
You
to
have
say,
to take the deal because you want to
Yeah.
play in the NBA. So
I-
why are you
but-
saying you can't? Like they're all gonna take the first deal. Like they have to take the deal.
but you just hold on. You
So-
just said they weren't that he's be the first player to not do it. So if
Yeah,
you
he's
you
not-
have the leverage,
you're talking-
you have the
you're talking about-
leverage.
But see, Jimmo, you're talking about 3 years down the road. I'm like you're
I'm talking
about 3 years
restricted
down-
free.
That's what I'm saying.
The RFD.
I'm
I'm
talking
talking
about-
about.
Yeah,
sorry, my bad.
but it sounds like you're talking about day. But it sounds like you're talking about day one. Yeah, but if he doesn't take the deal 3 years down the road, that's what it is. They're going to trade him.
Oh, I'm talking about the restricted free agent. I'm not talking about his rookie deal. I'm talking about restricted. I'm talking about him.
Yeah, well,
Put your money
yeah,
where your
he-
mouth is. If you don't want to play for this team, and you
yeah,
want to
but that's-
bet on your
but
health,
That's 3 years.
don't take
But that's 3 years. Yes, 3 years down the road.
when is his deal up? 2 years from now?
No, 3 years from now. 3 years. Like it's like a five. Your first year is like your 5 year. It's like a 5 year deal. Like,
Oh, I
You
thought
know,
it was
then they-
4. Oh yeah,
well,
it is
4.
It's 4 or 5. It's something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's 4 or 5.
It's 2 more seasons at least.
Yeah, it's at least
Hold on, let
2.
me check
And then
this.
what's Frank in? What's Frank in?
He's a restricted
His
free
fourth
agent.
year?
Whoa, he's
Yeah,
a
he didn't get
restricted free
picked up.
agent in 2023.
His didn't get picked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Zion is
see-
a restricted free
So,
agent
yeah,
in 2023.
all right, but it doesn't matter. He just don't take the deal. But he would be smarter just to be like, look, I'm not. He'd be smart just to be like, I'm not coming back right now. If he really wants to get traded, don't come back right now.
I'm so confused. It's okay. He has to play this season. He has to play this season. It'll be his third.
Frank's deal is up this year. What is this? His 4th year?
Yeah.
Right,
Full
and
4
then,
years.
then the Knicks are gonna reject the qualifying offer, right? Like he's gonna reject that, right? I mean, the Knicks are not gonna give him an offer, right? Which means that he's gonna be a free agent, right? So that'll be basically that's 2-3 years down the road because it is what it is.
So he has 2 years. He plays 2 years. I think at this point, like I actually agree with this on Coach because yeah, he has to play these 2 years. To sit here and say, yo, I want to be I mean, indicate to the team, yo, I don't want to stay here or whatever because I mean, there's so much turmoil. Especially you guys gonna relocate and all that stuff. It's just like, guys, you guys gonna start anew. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
but then here's just to play devil's advocate. Here's like the slippery slope with that. What if Zion's really wants to be in New Orleans, just theoretically, really wants to be there, but he doesn't like what they're doing in the front office or roster and coaches and all that stuff.
Oh, they'll.
No,
But
but like,
then-
to hear the slippery slope. Let's say he really wants to be there, but he doesn't agree with their vision.
Mhm.
At that point, you now have a rookie dictating who you sign as players and coaches.
But then that's that's a problem then.
That's what I'm saying.
Because,
That's
you know,
But doesn't it happen-
That's another problem.
I'm not trying to say rookies, but and I can't even use a Luka thing. That's actually the opposite. But isn't that typically what happens? You have these superstar level
the
players. They
extreme is
start
LeBron.
to
The extreme
they
is
start
LeBron.
right. They already start to inject their so-called guys in the front office, right? So they have guys that so-called vet a certain player, make sure a player gets the players they want to play with, a coach that plays their playing style. So that happens with most of these guys anyway. It's gonna happen, especially for a team like New Orleans. They want to keep Zion Williamson. They're probably gonna have to start doing that anyway. You're gonna see who the next coach is gonna be. A coach he likes, a Billups or I don't know.
I understand if it's LeBron, right? Because you have a good chance of winning the title that year if he's on your team.
That's
but
true.
Other than that, like again, why are we giving this agency to Zion? He's played 85 games in his NBA career, man. Total. Like, what are you giving him all this leverage
Now,
for?
coach, let me ask you this.
He won't last another 800 games.
Regarding Randle to Knicks, would you make that trade for Zion Williamson?
Trade Randle for Zion?
They wouldn't do
That's
it.
a first.
They didn't
I
sign
think
him.
I actually well, yes, the Pelicans won't do it.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you had the
sign-
chance to, it was indicated that Zion doesn't want to be here. And say that he took the route of, look, I'm gonna start sending out games, acting like I'm hurt when I'm not. If he starts pulling that, and that's a net negative to the team. That just looks down. That looks bad on the team. Y'all not winning
I think
anyway.
it's just a lateral move if we just get Zion for Randle.
I just don't want it for the injuries. I'm not even
I don't
front.
see. I like Zion, but man, he ain't lasted 4 more seasons the way.
I say this all the time. I know people say, "Hey, I already see an Antonio McDyess situation happening where this guy plays like 30% of his games. He's always often
That's
injured."
my main worry with him. It's just their ability.
I see more Blake, but Blake always had a more complete game than Zion did.
At least Blake played in some playoff games with the.
Yeah, and Blake was always
Blake
always had some range. Blake was always a good passer, so you
Right.
knew he'd age okay. You know he's like doing okay now, but Zion literally just runs in a straight line, and I'm just like, well,
Plays no defense, can't play on the outside.
he doesn't play defense, doesn't rebound either.
And his style of game really it's counterproductive to his health, right? If you talking about sitting there just banging paws down low all the time, running at people, is great now, but one little bump here and there for a guy who's, I mean, I don't want to say brittle, but it's like, I don't know how to put it. I'm not a
it's
construction
not
guy,
brittle.
but it's like
It's
as
a
if,
time bomb. It's a
yeah,
time
thank
bomb.
you. It's like the wooden plank or the wooden.
It's a D-Rose situation because of his.
That's exactly what it is.
And think about this too. They put the ball more in Zion's hands this year, and it still didn't work out. Now I know they talk about things with him and Ingram. And think about it. You had Ingram, you had Zion, and you had Lonzo. And Grant, it's the West, I understand. And those guys were not sniffing the playoffs. So for all the stuff we're talking about Zion Williamson, he's not even a game changer with talent around him.
He's not.
We can talk about not having a good coach and stuff. If you have talent in this league, and you're talking about so-called top-level talent, everybody talking about Zion Williamson next this, Brandon Ingram is one of the better.
Young teams don't win in the NBA. You
I
constantly see it. So what you're looking at now is all the older guys are winning. Why are you guys, when you have to be forward thinking if you're gonna sign.
What I'm trying to say is that Zion Williamson ain't that. Zion Williamson ain't that because they try to label Zion Williamson as the next coming, and he's not that.
Okay, but see, you don't know that because, like I said,
I see it now. I don't see the next coming.
He's 20 years old. It's the same excuse that you have for RJ. He's 20.
But RJ's not Zion. When did I ever call RJ
Zion
Barrett the
is
next
RJ.
coming? Or when did
Zion
no?
is
Let me say me. When was RJ Barrett ever considered the next coming?
He's still 20.
That's not the point. When was RJ Barrett ever considered the next coming by the league or anybody in the media?
I'm gonna say the same thing. He's still
Never.
20.
Zion.
21,
That's not the point. Zion Williamson was though. Zion Williamson was labeled the next coming.
If we're serious about Zion, I'm gonna need like guarantees from him.
Like
I'm
weight
losing 25
guarantees, all
pounds.
that.
Yeah, I'm heavily incentivizing that contract because if that dude blows out a knee, it's over. It's done.
I would only do it if I see.
Y'all just talking about player control and movement. This guy would be like, you know what? I'll go to another big team. I ain't doing that. These guys, man, unless he really wants to play here, and we still don't know.
Friends. It's the same thing like LeBron. They all want to play with their friends. And they want
And
to win together.
The vast majority of these guys, when they have an opportunity to sit there and play with their friends and take less money, the vast majority, I'm not talking about LeBron. That was a very unique situation. They don't do that. They don't do that. All that stuff about friends, that they go for the money, and then when they're on the tail end and they want to go to win a situation,
Then they go with their friends.
yeah, then they go with their friends when they're all dead and done. All that stuff about playing with friends, yeah. If I get the money too, like you said, have my cake and eat it too. But these guys are that friend stuff, man.
I mean, why are we hyping up RJ and Zion though? They couldn't win in college.
No. Oh Lord, he just want to take a slight at RJ. The conversation was about RJ
because this is still the yeah. But see, this is still building a basketball team, and to me, I say you can build a better basketball team with RJ and Zion than you can build a better basketball team than with RJ and Randle.
I agree 100%. I just don't think Zion lasts more than 3 seasons.
I agree with that.
He doesn't last more than 3 seasons. You watch how he plays, man. Like
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
his,
I know.
that's his problem.
He
though,
does
their ability.
he does walk with a limber, but for me, I think the risk is risk is profit for me. You know, sometimes you got to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
I think the same thing happened with you brought up D Rose. That's a perfect example. Like
Hinton brought D Rose. I brought Tim. Dice.
Hinton's right because like with D Rose on the Bulls in his prime, we knew it was a matter of time. The way he was playing, like it was just gonna be a matter of time. The dude was trying to dunk on 5 people every play.
That's no.
We knew it was time. No. We knew it was a matter of time.
No.
We knew it was a matter of time.
And he has the same coach. Actually.
Y'all looking at y'all using a hindsight.
But look, you know what
man.
this reminds
Stop
me
that,
of?
bro.
This reminds me of like the tail end when we had Amari Stoudemire. It was a matter of when.
See, but that's
We knew
different
it
though.
was coming.
Y'all trying to play hindsight.
Bro,
with
Zion's already
Derrick
had a
Rose.
major knee injury. He's
I'm
already
saying
had-
no. I'm talking about Derrick Rose, where it's like I understand the violent play, but all that stuff. No one's sitting here saying, "Yo, that boy, he better slow down." I was not hearing that. No ESPN when I actually used to watch that trash.
Fine,
back
I'll
in the
say
day.
Amari Stoudemire then, because Zion's already had the knee injury. There's precedence. It's not like he's.
I agree. I already posted the video about
But
Ben
you
Simmons who
see-
said that his body type, because of how his knees and hips are shaped, is the worst for basketball.
But
I am not
but
a
see,
fan of Zion Williamson's health. I've said this. I wanted John Morant over Zion Williamson. Go
But
ahead.
look, he's still young. So you know what, you can still have him, and you can still get out of this before it's too late at the same time, man.
So I would heavily incentivize that contract if he like theoretically came here. I'm like, you're dropping 25 pounds.
So if you traded for Zion, though, you probably giving up multiple firsts, which
Probably
would be
giving
your
up
future,
Randle,
right?
OB quickly, and like all your first round picks.
You have to have a plan in place. At least you have to get a
But see,
third guy. Right?
I'm a fight back on that one because I would still use his age against him, and I still have Randall, so I'm still not. You're not getting like a cheap piece or like
Whoa,
what you're getting is tickets. You know, that's the one thing that I would say that's what you lose in New Orleans. You know, you losing ticket sales, but I'm not giving them a whole bunch of stuff. Hell no.
Yeah, but that's the only way you would probably get him.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
'cause then they say no.
then that's
Then
why.
they
But
say
then
no.
Right, and then they'll say no.
Yeah, then
Right.
But then this is when I call the Mavericks and be like, hey, but then you also have all these picks, so you can use it. You can use it. Like you're not gonna lose a lot of stuff.
That's true, but if you're talking about trying to get out of a deal right now, if you do make the trade for Zion Williamson, you'll be
But
bereft
see,
of
once
picks.
he puts it, but also remember, once he puts it out there, the value also lessens anyway.
He's pulling a Harden. I'm telling you.
It does, but you're still
How
gonna
serious
you're
you
still
think
gonna
this is?
3-4 first. I think the complaints are serious. I don't think
No,
the
I
trade is
think
gonna
the
happen.
complaints are serious. But
And
I'm
trust
saying,
me,
how
those
serious do you think it's gonna be?
and I'm gonna put lottery protections on those too.
What is your percentage of thinking he's gonna get moved?
I think it's like
30%.
I think it's even less than that. I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah,
be
I still think it's around that.
You
Never
have
say
to.
never in this league, but 30%.
You have to have your GM get fired and David Griffin, who I still think is
I'm gonna
respected
say-
despite him
I'm
being
gonna say
trash and then be
100%.
I
relocating.
felt
You said
like this was gonna
100%?
happen before when he
Yeah,
got drafted.
100%. He's not staying there. He's 100% leaving.
Oh no, but is he
I don't care if
leaving?
it's 2 years. I don't care if it's 2 years down the road or
Someone said
it's
50.
100%.
I think we
he's
said. I
out
think we
there.
said this year though.
Yeah, I'm
That's
talking
fine.
about this.
Yeah,
I'm
we
Yeah,
talking
he
about
said-
this
yeah.
this offseason.
This offseason, I'm still gonna put it's 50-50.
Yeah, you think?
No.
Yeah, it's all everything should be on the table. Like there should never be something to where it's off the table.
Yeah, but
This team
they're
is
talking about possibility.
This
We're not
team is
talking
in
about-
this team is in no position. This team is actually the Knicks are in the worst position that you could actually be in the league. They're not bad and they're not good. You're right in the middle. So where are you going?
No, I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't think we're in the
Okay.
worst position in the league. That doesn't even make sense because you still have
Yes, it does because being in the
you
middle of
lose
the league.
no because even if because
Because
put
you
like this with
still-
your front
because you-
office, if you
because
want to
this
rebuild, you
this front office has never proved that they're gonna make moves like Miami, which is why I'm giving them till next year to see what they do. You know, this team. So, like I said, when you're in the middle of the league, you're in no man's land. The Knicks have been in no man's land forever.
Yeah, that's where the Hornets have been.
yeah. But the thing with
exactly.
here's the thing with the Knicks though.
Just a whole lot of
Your
nothing.
new foundation has been able to get these guys to play a level. You have a guy in Art and Randall, still a great contract given his production. If you don't want him here, if you want to make the excuse to so-called rebuild, you can still do that and still have RJ Barrett as your prime guy. It's not as look, we're not going to get those so-called top picks and you're not going to win. So you literally have that. You could sit and retool and get better players and still possibly get better in the what's the name? Instead of Randall come off, RJ Barrett becomes a better player. You have guys like, what is it? If you really want to be get the Lukas or whatever, you can still try to get those guys and have them come and play with RJ Barrett and have a team that's not like absolute devoid of anything. Like their teams are just trash, like terrible. Like granted, the Kings have talent; they could probably trade for something, but they're really going nowhere. At least the Knicks have a front office where guys like, all right, that's a little respectable. I don't mind coming as a free agent. So say we have the worst.
You're saying the Kings have. You say the Kings are trash, right? Also in Minnesota.
No, I said they, well, I said
right?
they have talent. But who wants to play
right?
for them?
That's what I mean. All right, that's cool, right? But see, that's what I'm saying though. Those teams are in no man's land. They got more talent than the Knicks. You understand what I'm saying? So the Knicks are really in the same position.
More desirable though. A team, a player, a free agent, even if it's not, even if it's
But that's because we win
class
games.
B.
But any place is going to be desirable once you start winning games.
Yeah, but the Kings haven't done it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Alright.
So it's like you're still more desirable than
Okay,
those
cool.
those
But the
teams.
Knicks haven't done it either.
Yeah,
That's why
but
nobody
we
comes
went to
here.
the playoffs. The Kings
You
have
saying
it.
New York is desirable. You saying New York is desirable when nobody's come here. They
No,
went to
no,
Brooklyn.
no. I'm saying relatively speaking, compared to the Kings, you said they're in the worst position than the Kings. If Zach next year, Zach is a free
I
agent.
didn't say you. No, I said you're in the same position as the Kings.
But you just you just said we're in one of the worst positions in the NBA, right? Okay.
Yeah,
all
because
right.
you're in the middle of nowhere. You're in no man's land.
But you're
Like,
still
not
more
bad.
desirable
You're not
than
bad.
the Kings.
You're not bad.
You're still
I
more
don't
desirable than
believe
the
that.
Kings, though.
I don't believe that.
Okay, so if Zach Levine becomes a free agent, what team do you think he'd rather go to? If you had two teams to go to, the Kings or the Knicks?
You can't make that example because he's signed with the Kings and the Bulls matched the offer. So you can't say Zach.
Yeah, because he just want to get out of there though, right? And that was the only team that offered him, right? So he just want to get out of there though, right?
Yeah.
When he's an unrestricted free agent,
That's
Chicago.
That's Chicago, a better place to live than.
It doesn't. No, that's not. But
that's what I'm trying to say.
No,
like,
y'all trying to switch it around. The
I'm
point
not
is
switching
that
around.
Zach was okay. I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. Unrestricted free agent. He could go two places, or the two places he could most likely go to in this situation: the Kings or the Knicks. What play? And same money, obviously, it's everything, right? What place do you think he's gonna go to?
Are we playing? Do the Knicks have Julius Randle and they have RJ?
Yes.
What's the money looking like?
Both. Come on, Henson, stop.
All right. I'm trying to say because I'm in the west. Like I'm saying, like I'm looking now. I'm analyzing. Am I in the west or I'm in the east? Like I'm looking at what I'm gonna do. I'm looking at the situation now.
Salute to my guy, Cuz B-Ball TV. He said Knicks. Eugene Stenson said Knicks. Greg, I said, come on, Henson. You my guy. Come on, Henson. Stop.
All right, now I got a question. All right, now put that situation. Now do the same thing with Miami.
Yeah, but Miami. But Miami's in the same situation as the Knicks, though.
Yes, they are. They have money.
Yeah, but you, in terms of so-called a middling team, though, the Miami Heat are probably in a better situation than the Knicks.
They're in the same situation as the Knicks. They're both sitting at home right
now. They have young talent. They could trade off. They still, granted, they lost this.
And like I said, Miami is always in a better situation.
You should have a better front office than the Knicks, a more proven front office, so they're in a better situation than the Knicks. You said but you said they're in the same situation as the Knicks. They're not.
Yeah, because you're in no man's land right now. Like you're in no man's land. They're in the middle, so they're trying to make moves to win. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's true, but they have more tradable assets to move. To get a player,
not necessarily because the Knicks have cap space. So
we have cap space, but they have cap and they have players that can say, "Yo, we'll trade you Tyler Hero. We'll trade you Tyler Hero,
and we have made way more picks.
I'll trade you Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, some picks.
What's the difference?
Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and picks versus RJ and some picks.
And I got cap space.
Don't they have cap? Oh, Miami has cap space too.
Miami has cap space. Miami.
I could trade you Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and picks versus you trade me RJ Barrett and picks.
You can't
trade. The Miami Heat look a lot more attractive, my guy.
I could trade you.
And I'm in Miami. Taxing, right?
I could trade you Obi and quickly.
Obi quickly and RJ versus Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. Okay.
And picks, and then no state tax in Miami.
You acting like Duncan Robinson is something special.
No. I'm not. No. I didn't say that. But you try to make it seem like Obi and Quickly. You're trying to make it seem like Obi and Quickly or something special, and they're not. At least they haven't proven it.
Obi is a better prospect than Duncan Robinson is to me, even though.
Yeah, but Duncan Robinson has produced more than Quickly, given his limited skill. Duncan Robinson.
I said Obi. I didn't say Quickly.
I'm sorry. So, Quickly versus Obi. I'm sorry. Quickly versus I can't talk. Duncan Robinson versus
Obi.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson's a more productive. I could put. If I say, yo, here's a piece to help you guys try to get to the playoffs. Who'd you rather take, Obi or Duncan Robinson? Teams are taking Duncan Robinson, bro.
Picks, and I can sweeten my deal. I have more picks to give you.
I think Miami's in a better situation, man. I don't disagree. I don't think Duncan Robinson's that beast of a player, bro.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. See, because you was trying to put the Kings in the situation, but what I'm trying to say is that Miami.
You try to put the Kings and say they're in the same situation.
No, you said Kings, and then I was saying okay, and then I was working it, but then I said, what if the Miami?
Bro, you just literally said the Kings and the Knicks are in the same situation. I said they're not.
Every team's in the Knicks. Everybody's in the same situation. The Spurs. Everybody's in the same situation.
No, they're not.
They're all in. Yes,
No.
we are.
No, they're not. There's some teams that they can breathe, and there's some teams that, in terms of, I know a bunch of teams have lost. There's some
When you're
teams
in
who
the
are in
middle-
better
when you're-
situations
when
than
you're
others.
In the middle, when you're in the middle, you are in no man's land.
If
That's
you're
all
a
I'm
team
saying.
that's at the bottom and you keep drafting talent, and you keep going nowhere because of an inept front office, you're in a worse situation than a team that surprised the league and they won largely because of coaching and a better
You know
front
what?
office.
Let's agree to disagree and move on to the next joint.
I just don't understand how we're comparing these
Yeah.
terrible teams like the Kings might like. Knicks are in a better situation than some of these guys are. And say, guys, look, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. If you guys want to, Mo Brethren say, yo, move on, please. No, we don't talk about it. What else are we gonna talk about? Even though there are other stuff we can talk about. What else are we gonna talk about? This is stuff you talk about. If you say you're discerning how the Knicks are, this stuff we gotta
Trust
talk
me,
about.
this is the same thing that the front office is going through.
Yeah, like they having it worse. They're cursing each other out, drinking, doing whatever. They're pissed. Like I'm not saying all that, but they're arguing. So you guys like chill out, man. Holy crap!
Yeah, because this is what's going to happen when it comes to drafting the player.
And we're gonna get to that. So let's move on to Luka Doncic. Obviously, it's probably less less likely, but it is an interesting situation regarding Luka Doncic, right? Luka Doncic unhappy, it seems, in Dallas. Kristaps Porzingis as an impediment to the team, which I'm happy about. Let me say something, man. Scott Perry, Steve Mills, Scott Perry, man. Mills, you're trash, but I'll give you this, man. You were the hero that got them deserved, but not the one that needed. So we had to get you the hell out of here because you were terrible for the most part. But to get Luka Doncic out of here now, I felt that once he was injured again with that ACL, I was like, he's never going to be the same.
You mean
What did I say? I'm sorry, Kristaps. Once that happened, I was all on board for trade. I think we should have probably made a better trade. Obviously, Phil Jackson's trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
But Phil Jackson, look, here's the thing about it. I can't really even give him credit because he's weird enough to not draft Donovan Mitchell because of sushi and all that stuff.
Okay,
So it's
yeah,
like,
that was-
it's
that
like,
was
you know,
weird.
like if he came up to me and was like, yo, you got to trade KP for Jaylen Brown, we can sit here with hindsight 2020, but it's like, he's such a weirdo. It's like, dogs, like, how could you trust him? Right. It's like, we can't, you know what I mean? So he's just a weirdo. But anyway, Luka Doncic, Rick Carlisle resigns. Let me say something about Rick Carlisle. I knew it was over when it was the team on TNT with Shaq and Charles Barkley, and they barked on Rick Carlisle because they knew Rick Carlisle was a smart coach. They have respect for Rick Carlisle, right? But for the fact that he said he tried to downplay the post up, which he basically won a championship with Dirk Nowitzki, and he tried to take that away from KP and said, the post up, it's like he's trying to say it's not rewarding, whatever. When he's talking about KP, mind you, he actually used the post up heavily this season for KP, even though people argue how they utilize it. But when he started doing that, and he started to kind of go along with these like nerdy analytics of trying to win it with just threes or driving to the basket. By the way, he still had Luka in the post up, but it's Luka, right? I knew something was up with Rick Carlisle. I was like, nah, Rick Carlisle's a good coach. He's not. Something's up with this team.
He knows better than that.
Thank you. It didn't make sense because he responded allegedly to the guys on TNT because they have respect for him. I think he has respect for them too. And it's like, come on, Rick. Come on, bro.
Because weren't they all like, he knows better than that?
Right. And you had Dirk Nowitzki, one of the best. Come on, dog. Anyway, Don Nelson was out as a Mavericks GM, guy who drafted Luka Doncic. And now, there's a so-called power struggle. I'm going to butcher this name. I believe it's a Greek name.
He drafted Dirk too.
Drafted Dirk too.
And he wanted Giannis. He said Giannis would be the best player in the draft.
But weren't they trying to trade from last year, right?
Donnie Nelson did, right?
Yeah, Donnie Nelson. He wanted
Giannis.
he wanted the Mavericks to pick Giannis.
And they tried to trade for him, right? Last season, not last summer.
They didn't try. Well, I would say they didn't try to trade for him. They were hoping, that he wouldn't sign.
Oh, he wouldn't sign. Thank you. My bad. They wouldn't sign the deal. My bad. Right. So there's a power struggle between
which Miami was waiting for too.
Right. But there's a situation with that director of like analytics and intelligence, whatever. Haralabos Vulgaris. I butcher that. And the situation in Dallas seems, I won't say untenable, but it's not pretty because one, their cap space is kind of screwed. Now I know they have about was it? And I can't even see it. They have about. I can't see my own freaking.
The Mavericks are the Knicks East.
They are. If it weren't, we talked about this in the
Holy
Discord.
crap.
Literally, if it were
No,
not
they
for,
not.
bro, if it weren't for,
They have a superstar player
no,
to
hear me out,
build
no,
on.
no, listen. If it weren't for Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Cuban is literally James Dolan. He's like
Yes,
the
he
same
is.
guy.
No. I agree with that. I agree with
what
that.
I'm
But here's the
saying.
thing. Here's the thing, though. It actually worked. They made a trade. Remember, they traded Tractor Trailer for Dirk Nowitzki. We would have traded Dirk Nowitzki for Tractor Trailer. So they're the bizarro. Like they have a kooky owner, but it's worked out. It's
Only 'cause
worked
of
out for
Dirk.
the most part.
It's
only
only
'cause-
right. It's only.
Oh, they had Nash and Michael Finley too. So don't.
But
I
look, here's
mean,
the thing. Wait, no. Here's the thing, because we talked about
I know
this on
what you're trying to
Discord.
say.
Like when he had Nash and Mike Finn, he broke that team up in their prime because he didn't want to
And
pay
he-
Nash.
And he
wasn't
broke up the
Finley?
championship
Finley
team.
was getting up there in age, right? He was kind of.
No, Finley was still
Oh.
good. He had like 2 or 3 good seasons left in him. He
Yeah,
didn't
he
want to
wasn't-
play Nash.
Right.
He
right.
wanted to
he
pay
broke-
Nash. Nash went to the
and he
Suns
broke
and
up-
kept.
He broke up the championship team.
Yeah, he didn't
wanna
want to pay
those
Tyson
guys.
Chandler. He didn't want to pay Tyson Chandler.
But then
either.
also Jason Kidd was old too. Who else he had on that team? Did he have? What? I'm
If
sorry,
they-
Jason
if he
Terry was
paid-
oldish.
Bro, if he played Chandler, they probably would have done okay that year.
They wouldn't repeat though. So it was
They
like you
would have
got.
repeated, but they would have done alright. But they would have been bottom feeders again if it weren't for Luka.
That's
Because
true though. But
that's been their that time span since in between Chandler and Dirk. Chandler and Luka, they've been awful.
Think about this, right? They've been terrible. Basically, they haven't gotten out of the first round. They make the playoffs, but they haven't gotten out of the first round since they won the championship.
I'm telling you, he is. We like Mark Cuban because he's funny and this.
I don't
and that
like Mark Cuban.
personality.
I don't give a damn.
No,
about
but like
Mark
in general, like the public like mostly likes Mark Cuban. But
Mhm.
we tie Mark Cuban's behavior to Dirk. Like when we think Mark Cuban, we think of Dirk. And so when we think of Dirk, it's like one of we
Not
do.
really.
We do. It's a subconscious thing. because we
I
just think- we think Dirk-
tie the success of that team to Dirk. I don't tie like
Sure,
the
but, like,
personality of that team to
in
Dirk.
general, Gmo. In general,
What?
In general, people no, but like
I'm not even
more-
trying to play devil's advocate. I'm not trying to try to
No,
disagree.
I'm
with
just
you,
saying, you know a little bit more about basketball, so you're gonna think that way. I'm saying in general, when people just see the quirky Shark Tank guy, they just think Dirk and all those fun times and all that. You know, like they don't think about like the fact that he's nothing without Dirk Nowitzki. Like
Yeah, but that I agree
Look how
with.
many
That's what I'm saying. I
draft
think
picks they've
that.
blown since they won the championship. Yo, they have been terrible in the draft. Like they've done such a terrible job without Luka. They're
me
just
see.
so bad,
like bad, bro.
bad.
Like, I'm telling
worse than us drafting.
Oh,
Let
and
me
also
see.
the year they remember when Dirk won the MVP?
yeah.
Hold on, remember that when Dirk won the MVP and they got swept in the first round?
Yeah,
Do you
the
remember that?
Mavericks, that's a
Like-
bad organization.
It's
So-
just because we just think of Dirk and we think all the happy stuff. We just Dirk.
So, but here's the thing, though. I think all right. So let me just say some of the draft picks. I didn't like the Josh Green pick last year. I didn't understand that at all. Terrell
Josh
Terry.
Green doesn't. Players like Josh Green don't answer the first question of drafting a basketball player. That first question being, are they good at basketball? Like he's just not good at basketball. I don't know what you would think he was.
Yeah,
gonna
they
do for
just
the NBA
saw
team.
like athletic. And then here's a freshman. I didn't understand that pick of Josh
Well,
Green.
look, the news came out today that somebody wanted Sadiq Bey. They was crying and moaning because they took Green instead.
Oh yeah.
They
Right.
want- so
CD Babe was available for them. Terrell Terry, Trey Young, obviously traded. They did draft Jalen Brunson, Dennis Smith, AJ Hammond's in the second round. Didn't have a first that year 2016. Justin Anderson.
but see the second
In
round
the
picks
first-
that
that was late,
the second
though.
round picks count, but they really
They don't really count. You just get lucky
they
there.
count, but they don't count. Like,
No,
that's
no,
like-
but when I'm-
Everybody's got them.
I'm literally just going
Yeah.
down the list, and also they were making. Some of these years are making a play. But they also traded some picks. Oh no, 2014 have a pick. But anyway. So with the Luka Doncic news coming out, now that was a guy that I said, look, if he pulled it off, because he'd make money hand over fist in terms of endorsements. Right? He'd make that extra year if he's out there, and he's a restricted free agent after next year, right? Because it's right because
No, Luka's gonna take his money. He's already
see,
took
and
it.
that's it, and that's it. And
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
that's
he's
the
not
thing.
going nowhere, so
That's why I
conversation-
wish. Go.
And that's just a conversation I wouldn't have until he's like 28, 29.
He ain't going nowhere.
For all these guys that talk about
He's
they want
definitely
to
not
play with
going
their
anywhere.
friends, they want to leave. This is the type of ish I'm talking about.
Cuban is gonna let Luka.
Man.
Whoever Cuba's gonna give Luka a piece of paper and say, whoever you want on this team, I'll do my best.
Yeah. There's also you gotta also take it with context in different situations. Luka's situation is totally different. You know what I mean?
He's proven.
Yeah.
He's actually one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, but so then don't compare them to the Knicks. They actually have a franchise player. We don't. They're not the Knicks of the West.
Compared to the Zion thing.
I understand. But here's the thing.
I thought RJ was a franchise player.
Oh my gosh, this guy thinks
I'm more of an Obi top.
Is Luka Doncic? Okay, forget. Let me say franchise. Is RJ Barrett one of the best? Because he hits and thinks he's slick. Him and Coach Color Blocks. If you catch them in a web, as soon as you turn your eyes, they're no longer in the web. They found a way to slither out of it. Is RJ Barrett a top 5 player in the league? Hinton. Oh no! Hold on. Let me fix it. Is RJ Barrett a top 10? No, because he'll say Luka's not top 5. So
he's not even 50. He's not even 50.
But is Luka arguably a top 10 player in the league?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, it's not even close. But see, you guys love RJ so much, you guys are not willing to part with him.
What? Whoa. Yo, look, I've never said that I would not trade RJ Barrett. I said that RJ Barrett foundation.
Yo, man, I told you, everybody's on the table, man. I'm trying to win a championship.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I never said RJ Barrett was untradeable. There are people. Who do we say we would trade RJ Barrett for? It was like
I got a question. Why do you always call him your son?
Because I like the way he plays. It's like, yo, that's my
he has
guy,
an illegitimate Canadian child. He took a few
that's my
big
dude,
vacations
man.
to Toronto. That's
all right, because I know this is going. I know exactly where this is going. Oh, never, hell no. That's my dude. Because the thing about RJ Barrett, I like his attitude. I like his approach to the game. How many young players the Knicks have drafted where you could tell basketball's not in their blood. Like it doesn't pain them to lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I love RJ. RJ Barrett's not the most talented player. John Moran is more talented than RJ Barrett. I said each and every, and Hadouken can try to kill me, whatever. John Moran is more talented than RJ Barrett. I don't care what no one says, but RJ Barrett, the way he approaches his game.
When did I try to kill you for that?
Because he said, "Oh, wasn't
no, I just said
John Moran your son?"
That was your son.
That was my draft son, but things happen to draft. But it is what it is. But RJ Barrett's that. But Luka Doncic is the type of dude that I'm trying to sow the seeds to say, yo, bro, you need to find your way to New York, man. Because that KP contract is an albatross, and they're stuck because THJ kind of outplayed that contract, right? $18 million for this year. He's going to be commanding, not necessarily just outplayed. Let me not say outplayed, but given the names are in the free agency market this year, shooting guards, you got DeRozan, Oladipo as your best. You know what? Josh Richardson is going to take the player option. So THJ could easily command $20 million. You got to give him $20 million. So that's what? I think they're at 95 this season, or for next season.
They got Brunson too.
And they got I don't know how they're going to keep Brunson. And then you give Luka that 201. So that's what, 30? Was it 35 to whatever it is? 35.
Yeah, he's going to be making 30. Kristaps is making 30, right?
So if you can't trade Kristaps, you're stuck, right? For the next 2 years.
Them not getting Brunson back is gonna kill their bench too. So.
And that's another guy that the Knicks should look at. You already know I made the video on that, but that's a guy I definitely look into.
I'm not as a starter.
All right, say the same thing about Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, but you saw them bench him legit in the playoffs. So I mean, take it with what it is.
Y'all pick one series, man. Jalen Brunson's been carrying that team.
There's only one out of a few, so it is what it is. They were up 2-0 that series.
Hadouken, I thought you didn't like lefties. That'd be another lefty on the team.
No, he said he doesn't want him as a starter.
No, I said I don't want him to start. No.
Oh, okay. But,
and I'm not saying the Kelly Oubre thing was mainly just because I don't know. I feel like it just wouldn't work out in the same space already because of Randle and RJ. I know the righties are the same, whatever, but I don't know. Just the way they play doesn't make sense to me.
I like Oubre. If they sign him, cool. But I'm still looking at Terrence Ross. I still got my eyes on Terrence Ross.
My eyes really on Zach LaVine for next year. I think he'd be perfect.
I need a replacement for Bullock.
I think they bring one of them back.
So hold on, let me ask you guys this. Let's stay on the Luka thing real quick though. So, is there what are you trying to do to get Luka on the Knicks by the next contract. If you're the GM, how you trying to sow the seeds to get Luka here in the Knicks?
I don't think you could do that unless you have, like I said, one of his friends and the cap space to do it. Like I think everything is going to be connected to friendships and relationships.
I really, I don't know how. I really don't know how to get him here. If I'm being honest. I mean, you would have to trade a farm for him either way.
If these guys just, I don't understand this, man.
I don't know.
If Luka, not restricted free agent, you take the qualifying off, you have to play that year. The next year become an unrestricted free agent. But these guys just want the money. I don't understand why there's so much. They're not
Kawhi. He's not leaving. I don't expect him to leave until he's 28, 29. So.
I don't understand why there never any there should be a lot more illegal activity. All these guys got their little brotherhoods in the background.
Of course, there's illegal activity.
You come to the Knicks, bro. Okay, you forwent whatever that last year or whatever, or that final or that extra year, bro. I got you, man. What you need? 20 extra million, 30 million. I got you. Stocks, investments. All I got you. LLCs. You good. Like I just don't understand why that doesn't happen a lot more often. But I guess if a lot more teams a lot more of these so-called key players were rejecting their restricted free agency extensions, then it will raise an eye like. Wait, you're going to this team? Why are you going to this place? If especially if somebody went to Minnesota or something like that, and then all of a sudden they became multi-millionaires and had a bunch of businesses and whatnot over there. And by the way,
send RJ to New
Orleans. I will say Ingram is better than RJ.
Yeah, right. We haven't even thought about that version. Would you send RJ down to New Orleans and get Ingram on the switch?
I wouldn't trade him for Ingram. Not Ingram.
If you had your other star here, Hinton, for Ingram to play with, am I talking about Randle? But y'all literally just said Randle's not that type of piece. So if you were able to bring in that extra guy.
See, but I've also thought I'm building a basketball team.
But you just said Randle is not the.
Exactly, but what if? But
so I'm not going to trade for Ingram.
How do you know?
Yeah, I'm not saying he's better than RJ, but I would not trade RJ for Ingram. Because I don't know, it's just
let's move on.
You still don't have your point guard either, too. That's another key thing, man.
I see that as being a weird move. I don't know.
You don't have your point guard, too. So this is a weird offseason, man. I really don't know what the hell the Knicks are going to do.
But see, and that's the thing. I'm talking about no man's land, because what do you do in this situation? Because there's really no superstar out there to get. So as the Knicks, do you want to stay 41-41?
It's not gonna. I don't think.
Or do you want to take a step back? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. The Knicks are in no man's land.
I'm so lost on what our roster is gonna look at
because
next year.
There's no
free agents are
championship.
low.
There's no championship team.
They're not gonna go to a young point guard, especially late in the draft in the first round. So I definitely see a stopgap situation happening, but there's so many other teams that are closer than us.
And this is why I
was a point guard. There's Clippers don't got space, like Lakers.
But see, this is why I'm thinking about building my basketball team right now and trading Randle and getting Zion. You understand what I'm saying? And building my basketball team for 2 years down the road, because I'm building and I know I have a money situation. I still have cap. Even if I lose a couple of draft picks, I'm not paying Randle a whole bunch of money. You understand what I'm saying? There's no $30 million player on this team.
I understand. I'm not paying Randle the max either, but you get a guy like Zion. I think you get a guy like Zion when your team is like, yo, we have the pieces in place to truly compete. Not we're rebuilding and now we're rebuilding with Zion, because I don't think Zion really is going to be long for the league. So you kind of wasting time, and then once you're so-called there, Zion's probably already broken down. And then hopefully you have a second and third player, but I don't know if you bring Zion here right now just for Randle, and you don't have your so-called you don't have a Paul George Kawhi situation. It's going to be a lateral move with Zion.
Someone said Knicks just need to upgrade the PG shooting guard and center, and then it's up from there. That's a lot of things to do. That's a lot of things.
All right, guys. We're moving to the last part, man. Everybody's favorite part of the. Oh crap! Sorry, my bad, guys.
Get them likes up, by the way. We got 160, 80 likes.
Yeah, we only got 80 likes, guys. Yo, we got me and Hinton fighting. You got me and me schooling Coach Colorblocks over here, man. Come on, man. Y'all can't be doing this, man.
Man, get the likes up.
Get the likes up, man. Come on. How many times y'all see me destroy Coach Colorblocks like this, man? Just come on, man. Hit the likes, bro. I'm only joking, Coach. Oh, he's actually not even here. I think he's probably going to do his fatherly duties. All right, so we have the draft selection coming up on Tuesday. Is it at 8?
The lottery, the lottery.
The lottery? Yeah, draft
Yeah,
selection. Did I
lottery.
say lottery? Whatever.
Product placement Tuesday.
you said
Now
the
we're gonna know. We're gonna.
Well,
know
draft selection in terms of the actual slots. So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
lottery. I
Yep,
that up.
we're gonna know where Kate is going on Tuesday.
So I'll be covering that on Tuesday, guys. If you
I really feel like one random team is just gonna jump up so bad. I don't know.
pick your chosen. Who's chosen right now?
Houston is definitely getting the first, bro. Houston or OKC, I feel like getting the first pick.
I think it could be Houston.
It might be
OKC.
Houston just because of James Harden thing.
I,
You know what?
I give
I
you
think
4
Houston.
teams. I give you 4 teams. I'll
In
give
order for like the top 4, is that what you're saying?
No. That could get the first pick, because like I said, the lottery is not the lottery. So I'm gonna give you Houston. I'm gonna give you Oklahoma City. I'm gonna give you Orlando, and then I give you Detroit, 4th.
I think Houston because if you think about it, y'all just made the point. The fact that they traded Harden like that, I bet you they got it from the grapevine. Like, yo, bro, just let
That's
the
why I
Harden
call
thing
it
go.
product placement. That's why I call it product placement.
Let Harden
You know?
go.
It
we'll
only
give you
makes sense.
the first pick.
I mean, either way, I still think they're bound to get a top 3.
The same
So
thing.
it
It's the
doesn't
same thing
matter,
with
but-
with a lot of these teams. Same thing with the freaking New Orleans Pelicans. They get rid of AD off against the wishes of the original GM that was there, right? And as this new GM comes over there, save face. It's like, look, we'll give you the first pick. Just chill out.
Just
We'll
like the
let you-
Cavs, as soon as LeBron left, they got the
As soon as LeBron left.
first pick
yeah.
3 out
They
of 4
did it.
years.
They
so-
did it twice for LeBron.
Yeah, they did 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they did.
3 out of 4 years, they got the first pick.
And
Yeah.
they got some.
They got
They got
they-
Anthony
they got
Bennett.
Anthony
It's one
Bennett,
for
they got Andrew Wiggins, and they got Kyrie Irving.
Oh shoot! I
And
just
then
realized.
they
Oh,
gave
but then
them
they
the
got
first
back
so they
freaking
can
LeBron.
afford to trade
Oh
to
my
the
gosh,
Lakers.
that's been the most contrived trash, bro. They got LeBron.
That's what I
right
said.
back.
So you already know what the lottery is. They did it with Anthony Davis when that draft. Oh, they did it with Derrick Rose with Chicago. The Bulls jumped from 9. They jumped
Yeah,
over the
it's
Knicks
just-
and everything. Like, yo, man, the lottery, that's a fixed
Yeah,
entity.
And Charlotte getting
The
the
fact they
third
don't even show
pick
that anymore.
when they were like projected up high too for LaMelo.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
believe
you
in that.
know it.
Just like the Knicks dropping every year. Come on now.
Just
You
like
know,
the Knicks, yeah. When we got RJ
And think about
Barrett,
it,
did
I mean,
the
that- yeah,
Pelicans?
the
They
Lakers-
both have better records than us. Did they?
How
They
many-
both
how many
have better
times the
records
Lakers-
than us.
How many times the Lakers jumped over us when we were in the lottery?
Lakers came in fourth that year, and they
Yeah,
did they
yeah.
did
Yeah,
they
that's-
just miss the playoffs because LeBron got hurt, right?
In the one year
Yeah, but they
couldn't.
were nowhere near the 4th. That's
Yeah,
why they
that's
what I'm
traded
saying.
that pick to Pelicans for AD.
And both Grizzlies and the Pelicans had better records than us.
Yeah.
Like-
So
Bro,
the
we
lottery,
haven't. It just
the
makes
lottery
no
is product
sense how we
placement.
don't move up in like 40 years. That just makes no
Ugh.
sense to me.
It's
that's,
like, not
that's
even
all
one
about that's
spot.
all about James Dolan.
I agree. I said this many times again. They don't like because he owns so many enterprises and stuff around, not just in basketball. They don't
Yeah,
like
man.
him. He's old. I wouldn't character him as old money, but he's not new tech woke money.
Someone just said Lonzo was better than RJ. That was such a that had nothing to do with the.
I'm gonna do a
don't
video.
know.
I'm gonna do a
I
video on Lonzo. I have to do it after my trade man video, but I was trying. I've said this, so I'm not
I
copying.
think he's
anybody.
staying.
No, I don't
I
think.
hope
I don't
he
think Lonzo.
stays.
I don't think Lonzo's staying. But I think Lonzo's overrated, bro. I watched his game. I think he's overrated. I don't.
Man, I hope the Knicks do not sign that kid, man.
I
It's no
don't see it,
disrespect
man.
to him, but he's not what we need. He's not dynamic enough. Well, I'm not gonna. He's not dynamic. enough for
No,
me to
say
be
it. Say
on
it.
this
Say it.
basketball
Say
team.
it. Don't take it back.
I'm saying
don't-
he's not dynamic enough to be on this team.
He's not tough. Whoa. Not saying not tough. Like he's not tough in terms of the type of point guard. And people, this is why I don't like what people do. We conflate, and I'm gonna put this in the video I'm doing. We conflate pace with like how good a team. Pace doesn't mean ish regarding how necessarily a good a team is. Now, do the Knicks need to incorporate a lot more pace? Yeah, but it's not as if some of the best teams in the league are just literally run up the floor and throwing alleys.
The perfect, like I said, the perfect example is the Phoenix Suns. They play with the 25th pace, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't know it.
Because you know why, Hinton? They have guys who can execute. So it looks
Yeah, exactly.
quicker. when
Yeah,
you're
but-
when
yeah,
you're not
but-
sitting up there just dribbling the ball for 10 seconds
They
and
have
waiting
a-
for.
They have a smart, high IQ basketball team.
Right. So people, please stop conflating that. So let me get to this. So the draft pick. So I have my new so-called board, right? I'm gonna start this. Everybody has a so-called board. But I'm gonna do a board of underrateds, right? Because it came out news. Nashawn Highland, he put out on Twitter, or Twitter IG, and I think the Benchwarmers on Twitter captured it, where he put out something about MSG. He put out Maine quickly. So we don't know if he's having a workout with the
Oh,
Knicks.
is that the thing you were trying to say that he's the replacement?
I was only saying saying that if they were thinking about trading IQ, he'd be the
Nah,
replacement for
no.
IQ. So
I
again,
don't know too
Nation
much about him though.
Highland, VCU can shoot. He's actually one of the best shooters in the in the college. I think he shot, was it 44% from three, 45% from three. But he's skinny. That's the only thing. He's like he starts. He's like 6'3", 170 something, 175. Nation Highland, actually 165, which is well, that's Terrell Terry type. But he's tough though. Driving to the basket, he shot 37.1%. I thought he shot better than that, but that shot 37.1% from the three, 44.7% from the field, 86.2% from the stripe, 19.5 points for VCU. They didn't play a lot of good teams. They played teams like Dayton because they play in the A10, the Atlantic 10 Conference. But he did play West Virginia. But if you look at the schedule, they play a lot of, I won't say bums, but just a lot of good teams. So I have a bunch of underrated. So I had Josh Christopher as my number one. I think Josh Christopher could be one of the more explosive, dynamic players in the league. In the draft, excuse me. He just has to get that shot down pat and decision making. Go to a better team, gets better coaching. Could be a deadly player for the Knicks. Or for any team. I just want him on the Knicks. Nation Highland, like I said, Miles McBride, my son from West Virginia. Tough. Scoring guard, 6'2". Greg Brown, I like this kid from Texas, 6'9", can shoot a little from outside from as a big man. Can run the floor. Athletic. I know he's played with Kai Jones. Actually averaged more freaking rebounds than Kai Jones. I think he's averaged like 6.5 rebounds. Kai Jones is at like 4.7 or something like that. Trey Mann, I'm doing a video. It's gonna be out very soon. I'm finishing up Trey Mann from Florida. Probably the best pick and roll scorer in all of college. Improved his game big time from last year. But he has some flaws. He's not a guy who could beat his man to the basket like that. Ayo Dosunmu, hate him. A new guy that I think people need to start paying attention to, Scottie Pippen Jr.
I don't hate him. He just
I'm
plays
only
like Frank.
joking. He doesn't play like Frank, bro. Stop. You just
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Watch. I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody
All
in
right.
the chat.
Is there any relations, by the way, or am I?
Go watch him and tell me he don't play and he don't run and he don't do things that Frank do. He just a little bit
yes.
more
Go.
dreads.
Yeah, you guys bet he ain't Frank. You guys will say, nah, he ain't Frank. I'm telling you, he has flaws to his game because he dribbles very high. He's inconsistent regarding his scoring, but he ain't scared like Frank is.
He's what Frank should be, but he looks just like Frank to me.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing Hinton had, that he looks like Frank. It ain't because he
does,
don't play
man,
like,
because he
don't play like Frank.
His mannerisms, everything, man. It's like Frank when Frank is running like his feet don't.
All right. Yo.
Is he related? He's related to him or no, Scotty?
Nah.
No?
Oh, Scottie Pippen Jr. Yeah, that's his son.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen Jr. Yeah.
No, because he had one that passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
That's his oldest son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's his son right there. Because Scottie Pippen Jr. is actually not bad. He's good. He's 6'1", 6'2". I saw somebody trying to comp him to Jalen Brunson. So
These are Larson's children. These are children.
come on. All right, Hinton. This guy. By the way, Scottie Pippen Jr. put some on Instagram like, yo, calling out his mom. Man, that is a terrible situation. That is a terrible situation. I feel for you, Scotty. I can't be empathetic because my mom was never that. But sheesh.
Let it.
All right, we move on, man. Salute to Scottie Pippen Jr., man. Deshaun Knicks, rising from the G. I saw a comp saying that he's Andre Miller. Y'all gotta chill with some of these comps, man. Y'all go overboard with some.
Nah, he's way more athletic than Andre Miller, and he's bigger. Pause.
He's more athletic. Andre Miller was a high IQ like a mother. They both just can't shoot. I think is like people they see him as like they can't shoot. It's like, oh, they're the same. I was like, nah, Andre Miller was a way smart player with getting the post. Deshaun Knicks was a guy slides to the basket. But I would say about Deshaun Knicks, and I watched some film on him from the G League. He does have good court vision. Off the dribble drive penetration, he has good court vision. I will give him that. Ain't take away from him. But he's definitely a guy. He may not even go as in the second. He might go in the first. We don't know. BJ Boston. I know people might kill me for this. I was watching some film of him when he was on Nine College. There was some league that he played
Sierra
before.
Canyon, probably.
Nah, it was it Sierra Canyon? Was it a tournament he played in? Because LeBron was there watching, right?
He used to play with Brownie. That's how I know him because I used to.
That was
watch.
it? All right, then.
Yeah, he used to play with Brownie in it a few years back.
So that I watched a little bit of that, and I also watched I watched him play against Florida. I watched. I have a list of them, but I didn't watch a lot of it, right? So with BJ Boston, right? He's the type of dude that if you were fortunate enough to stash him in the G League and truly deconstruct his game, he could be a beast for you. I'll say that. But for what he went through at Kentucky and the lack of development he went through, like if a team sits there and drafts him in the first round and expect him to come out, like put it like this. If he got a situation like how I liken him a little bit too, even though I think this guy came out better shooting than expected at least, compared to what I thought him in college, like a Jaden McDaniels. I kind of see that to his game, but he needs like a buffer. Like if he plays on a trash team, it has to be like another top pick who kind of takes away all the attention. He goes to a so-called well-coached team where he could kind of like hide and develop slowly, work on his defense, which is not good. Work on his decision-making, working his attacking the basket, because at UK is literally him just running and trying to like assert himself with a size pause, and it wasn't working. If you could do those things for him, you could have a player. Like he could be that type of player for, and obviously, honestly, with the fact that he actually is not good or didn't have a good season, he could actually run into a good situation. So, and another guy put up there, Scottie Lewis from Florida. He's actually a guy who, the reason why Trey Mann was actually not that good last year or didn't have as much exposure is because of Scottie Lewis, athletic guard from Florida. Scottie Lewis actually fell down this season. He's another athletic guard. I believe it was a 5-star recruit, if I remember. Athletic, can slash to the basket. Can't shoot, but he doesn't have a janky shot. He's another guy. He might even go drafted. If you stash him in the G League, he'd be a beast. Now, the other guys, I know guys like Trey Murphy from Virginia. I was looking at him. He's slow. Chris Duarte, I think now is going to be in the first round. For whatever team. He's rising up there. I looked up Filip Petrosev. I didn't see it.
I have no idea who that is.
He could run the floor a little bit. He can't shoot. Shot like 18% from three. I didn't see anything from him.
18% from three.
18%.
What about the Primo kid from Alabama?
Oh, Josh Primo. I didn't want him from Michigan State, right?
Alabama.
Alabama. I'm sorry. Aaron Henry's from that. Michigan State.
Aaron Henry. Yeah, he's a sleeper too. He should be on this list actually.
I didn't see Josh Primo. I know we were talking about it, but I got to watch some Josh Primo. John Petty's another guy. Could shoot threes a little bit, play some defense. He's gonna be like a good bench guy. He could probably be like a Patrick Beverly type. So I didn't really put him as I think he's like properly rated. I didn't really see anything crazy about him like in terms of upside.
Let me say this. There's a center from Utah State that he could have been on this list.
Guys, please talk about
his name
any
is Keita or something. Like I forgot his name.
Oh, not Max or it's from Oral Roberts.
No, he's African. His last name is Keita, but he's from Utah State. Like he's a sleeper. And then the last guy is actually from the Westchester Knicks. His son, Derek Austin Jr. He plays at Boise State, but he's gonna go like late. I think he'll be late. But he's like a 6'9" wing. Like he's somebody that actually really might be a sleeper in the draft.
His name is Neemias Queta.
Yeah.
What did you like about his game? Because honestly, I think a lot of these centers in this.
He's a defensive center. So he's a defensive center that he has some post game footwork, and he rebounds. You talk about rebounding, he rebounds.
And they said Justin L said BJ Boston's supposed to be instant live. He had a motor like Knox, a jump shot like EP, and took people off the dribble like Billy. He plays defense like Bradley Beal, and he quits when things goes bad. You just killed him, Justin. I wouldn't say all that. Yeah, and Wiseman, Sky Lewis has Kobe Bryant athleticism, just he has not put it together. It was one of those guys like if he could. Oh, they said Roko Prasin, that the Croatian dude. I don't really see. I'm telling you, bro. Thank God for Luka, because a lot of these guys are coming from overseas. They're getting overhyped like a mother effer, bro, and I don't see it. I'm so happy. Usman Garuba, you got the dude from Turkey, Alperen Sengun. You got a few of these guys who are coming from overseas. Filip Petrosev, I saw some people try to sneak him in like late first, early. I'm like, I don't see it in some of these dudes, bro. They are not good, man. But yeah, those are my sleepers for right now, man. I think everybody needs to have an eye on these guys. BJ Boston, like I said, I know people want to kill him, but again, I think he's a talented dude. He just has to be in the right situation.
I think he could be good on the right team.
Yeah,
but I think it's still gonna take a few years.
I'm just scared the Knicks are gonna take him with our second first, man. I think that second first if we don't trade it. Which I still think we might trade it for some. I just don't know what the hell we're gonna trade for.
I think we trade up in general.
Ooh!
Unless we are trading for a star.
Oh crap! Sorry, I just watched Kevin Durant have a weird. All right, he's getting up. That was awkward.
Oh yeah, okay, but
Sheesh.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like if he, I think we're gonna trade up for if someone lands like in the lottery area where 13 or like 12 to 15 somewhere there. I think we definitely trade up if we see like a
Book night.
someone the office really wants. I don't think we trade up there just to trade up there though, like early on.
So who are you trading for then? I think Hinton, you said book
Book
night,
night.
right? Book
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, but
Oh
see,
yeah,
this is
so
I'm definitely going up for book night. But this is my question that I'm really wondering about having this Kentucky connection. Like this, like I said, this off season is going to be really interesting because, you know, I gotta believe that they cannot be messing with these Kentucky dudes because to me, they don't have the best interest in the Knicks. You know, if they do that.
Oh, that's your front over. By the way, Giannis is talking trash after
yo,
hitting a
KD
three off the
is
backboard.
insane.
Giannis is talking trash after hitting a three off the back. Yo, you know what? I'll give this. Giannis has had a lot more confidence this game than I've seen in other games this series. Yves Pons from Tennessee, man. The center, he only averages like 6 rebounds, bro. He's 6'11".
And KD.
That's not good, bro. Like, and Tennessee,
I think he's undersized. I don't think he's 6'11". He might be like 6'7".
he might be 6'9". My bad. You're right. I think he's
6'7".
6'9". Hold up.
Yeah,
Yves
he's not-
Pons,
he's
huh?
not-
You
Yeah,
think they
he's
would do 6'11" and he's 6'7"?
Hold on.
But it's
I
a
got
little
it
too much.
totally wrong. Hold up.
Nah, they.
Oh, my bad. I take that way back. He's only 6'6". I take that way
Yeah,
back.
see, yeah,
Oh,
he's a
I
really
thought.
short.
Oh, no,
I
I didn't know
apologize.
who it was. I thought you were saying his height says 6'11".
Nah, the kid from
But Guillermo got it
Tennessee.
wrong.
Nah,
No, I got it terribly wrong. I thought he was 6'11"
Yeah,
for some reason.
Alright,
My
no,
bad.
you good.
Nah, yeah, he's an undersized center from Tennessee. He's a muscle.
He's
you
like
know,
a
he's
power forward.
a hustle guy. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an undersized 4'5".
He can't.
I'm
shoot
really
though,
good
right?
on all the Tennessee products, bro. I don't want Keon Johnson.
sure he can't
I don't
shoot
want
that much,
Jaden
though.
Springer. He shot 27%, 24%.
He's more of an athletic guy.
But he only
Well,
took
we
like
know-
0.1 of threes. He didn't take many. He didn't
We
take any
know-
threes at all. So
We know Springer's going to be on the board probably when we're drafting.
Jaden
Uh,
Springer.
I don't want
Yeah.
Jaden Springer.
And I'm thinking Keon is going to drop because he can't shoot, and we all know that I like Isaac Okoro, and he got a little overdrafted, so I think Keon will fall a little bit. And he's short. He's like an inch or two shorter than Isaac Okoro too, isn't he?
They're really projecting him to be.
I think that's just. I think it's just like. I think it's really like. Honestly, God, to tell you the truth, I
It's
think
going
it's
to
a
be
lot of
about
these
the workouts
scouts.
though.
I think it's yeah. I think a lot of these scouts just sitting there trying to like.
Oh yeah, the combine.
One, they probably
stuff in
don't.
2
They don't
days.
know about. They don't know a lot of what they're talking about. Some of these guys, and then it's like I think some of them just trying to. They're trying to like pick the one pick that might surprise you. But I don't see it in Keon Johnson. For him to be at, and here's the thing about the guard position, especially point guard position, is that even though he has the size for a 2 guard, but he's 6'5", 186, and he played well. Him and Jay Springer kind of played sometimes interchangeably. You can't be that raw at the point guard position offensively, in terms of your court awareness or your scoring. You got to be good in one of those two to like truly be taken up that high. You know what I mean? And I just don't see it in Keon Johnson. I don't. Like, athletically, that's fine, but even with Isaac Okoro, people was like, oh, okay, maybe he could possibly shoot whatever. But then you get into that whole thing, and these are just wings. I'm not even talking about point guard. You fall into the whole thing of the Stanley Johnsons, the Justice Winslows and stuff. You talking about having that for your point guard position, and you draft him at 6, so you're expecting your franchise point guard. And they say you don't develop your court awareness really in the NBA. Like, it doesn't. It's very rare that it gets better at the guard position because it's a bang bang position. You don't really have time to sit there and develop. You don't have it from high school. You just probably don't have it. So I don't know what people see in Keon Johnson. I ain't trying to disrespect the dude, man. He seems more like a Tony Allen to me. Like, that's what I carve out his role in the NBA, Marcus Smart type.
But see, that's the thing. This is the thing I was gonna say too, right? This in the NBA, you're doing there are 400 role players and 50 stars. So really, when you're drafting, if you're not in the top 10, you're drafting a role player. So, you have to
You're not
think about
wrong.
it that way.
That's true, but you know what, Hinton, though? Even with my roles, right? But put like this, it's a pride thing, right? Too, because you have some teams that they may want to draft a certain player, but they got to go with the name, even outside like that so-called. Now, but you can talk about the 20s and stuff. That's different, but even like that late lottery, right outside the lottery range. So a guy like who made for the role, like
I don't
Like,
think
if
you're looking
it's-
for names, to be honest. Like in the mid lottery, something like that.
Well,
I think
you know,
it's
it's-
just,
no, that's not, bro.
In football, in this football, you got to look at it like football. You're looking for traits at a certain point, in size and traits, and that's what happens, when you start getting out of the blue chippers. You know.
I just think with
And if
like, oh, go ahead, Tim. Let me cut you.
No, I was finished.
I just feel like, I don't know. There's gonna be some overdrafted guy. A guy who's falling a lot is Corey Kispert, and he'd be an excellent role player, but.
Yeah, he'd be a good role player, but for the Knicks, him and Duarte, I told you, if we came out of the draft with them two, I'm gonna be upset.
And your boy Nick G was hitting me up. Yo, I like Duarte. I was like, yo, Nick.
I'm not feeling
Chris
it.
Duarte is a role. He's a catch and shoot. He is your. I don't say Shane Battier, but he is your so-called. He's a guy who comes to the bench and gives you solid minutes.
He's Klay Thompson light.
I feel like this draft is gonna be very
Don't say that.
like random. Like after
I said light. I didn't say.
You better put as much. You better. It's like a pinch.
And he's 24 years old, so he's older.
Randall
So
and RJ for Dame.
Let me see, Rand. Dame ain't going nowhere. All this talk about Zion, Dame ain't going nowhere either, man.
And the thing is, that's why I'm scared because Duarte is 24 years old. I know that's gonna be a Tibbs guy because he's 24. He's gonna come in here and he's gonna be able to play. And yeah, that's cool. But what's his ceiling?
You know what I'm scared about? But here's the thing. I'm not as scared about because actually I'm scared about it this way. Tibbs may not have a lot of input on the front office. If you look at Tibbs' draft record, it's not good. It's not good. And Chris Dunn was the last so-called guard he believed in, right? That he drafted, and that didn't pan out.
And that's an older guard. That's exactly.
And that was an older
exactly
guard, defensive guard too. Remember?
Yeah,
so,
like I said, he can have some say, but he's not picking no players. I don't care. He ain't cooking it. He's cooking the meal, but he ain't getting the groceries.
So let me ask you this, Hinton. But now you have the front office who drafted Obi Toppin, right? And amidst all the things that was with Randall, that stuff, who do you trust? Who do you trust more? The front office.
I told you I don't trust this front office. I've been saying
no, but who do you trust more, Tibbs to make the pick or the front office to make the pick?
I'm not trusting Tibbs with picks.
I'm not trusting nobody, man. I told
None
you,
of them, but Tibbs.
Nobody's inheriting my trust in this situation. Nobody.
Justin L. asked
He
me.
can have a little say, like on what type of player he wants, but not the player that we're choosing.
Has to be up to Perrin and Manning, yo. It makes no sense. By the way, Giannis is beasting right now, 72-68. Somebody said Trey Murphy. Why? Trey Murphy he's a shooter. He's slow, and Virginia have great pedigree when it comes to like team defense. A guy like Trey Murphy, maybe with your I don't know. That's a second round guy to me. Especially if Josh Christmas is up there with the 21st. I'm drafting Josh. I don't care what no one's talking to me about. I don't care.
I take him at 19.
I'm just saying
picks apart. I'm taking him on one of those.
When we talk about for this Knicks team, I'm not Trey Murphy might be like a poor man's Mikal Bridges in terms of that 3D player. I'm not saying he's trash, but Josh Christopher has talent, has potential, dynamic. He had a so-called up and down year, but it ain't a knock situation. It ain't a Frank situation, right? That's a dude that is like he just has to figure out a few things, and he's easily a 20-point-a-night player, shooting guard in this league. I'm taking that dude. If I can't trade for Bouknight, he's my poor man's pick for Bouknight. After taking, say, a Jared Butler at guard as my so-called point guard.
That's what you know what? I might be able to, and that's what I'm saying. I might be able to get him at 19. You know?
I'm picking him up, bro. If we don't get who we want and whatever drops to us or we don't trade up, I'm getting Josh Christopher.
I don't care what no one
I
says.
have a lot of confidence in how he's gonna be in the NBA since he was in high school.
Yes, sir. He play. I was reading articles. Bradley Beal played power forward in high school, and he played center in high school. Something crazy.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen his high school. I've seen some of his high school stuff. You could tell he was gonna be a pro in high school. So.
Yeah, you already knew he was gonna be. Yeah, you already knew it.
Oh, let me just see something real quick. Somebody was putting this.
I didn't know he was in this draft though until like a few months back.
Damn, somebody put something. I was reading some article about him and Bradley Beal playing something crazy. But anyway. Yeah, those are the guys I'm taking. Let me see what you guys say in the chat before we head out of here. It says, if you can't trade, we're not getting Suggs or any. No, we're not getting those guys, man.
Yo, someone
Please.
keeps Andrew something in the chat keeps saying Mitch and the 19th pick for Jalen Green. Like I don't know why he keeps saying that.
What do you like, yo, guys? Stay off of it.
Stay
like,
off. We gotta be realistic.
Yeah, come on, yo. You're not going.
Yo, but y'all see y'all see how y'all tell me I gotta not feed into the trolls. They're trolling us. They know no damn Mitchell Robinson.
Nah, I know, but I'm
19
just, I know, but I'm just
That's
saying.
the thing you don't know. You don't know because some
You
of
don't
these
know if
guys be
someone is
thinking
really
that.
being serious.
Yo, guys, let me help you guys out.
The one
We're
thing
not
about-
sniffing the top 5, man. Let me help you guys out. That top one. Let me tell you the names that we're definitely not gonna hear. Cade, Suggs, Mobley, Kuminga, Green. You're not hearing that.
Get
Let
it
that
out
go.
of your mind.
Get it out of here.
You should have been
know
at
how-
those.
Y'all
Yeah,
really
that's
think
gonna
Mitch is that? Y'all really think Mitch? I would say he's a dime a dozen. But you can find
No.
Mitches throughout this league that can run the floor. No, it's just like he's a freak athlete. But it's like you can find like Mitch ain't moving the needle for nothing.
Yo,
He's not.
man. Yo, guys, man, y'all gotta stop.
Oh,
Oh,
let me tell you guys this, man. When we look at this Knicks team, right? And someone just said it too. We overvalue our players, man. When we say, yo, we're gonna give up our picks and Knox means nothing. Knox means no team is sitting there like, yo, we getting Knox. He's gonna be our 6th man next season. Yo, we can develop
Yo,
it. And
you can't even get Knox for a draft pick in this draft, yo.
they say Knox, and even you talking about a guy Mitch who is gay. He got injured through what he does best, which is run the floor. And I know he fell on hopped on was it not Robin Lopez, was it? No, it was Robin Lopez, right? He fell on his
Stepped on somebody's foot.
Somebody-
Then he broke his hand.
like bro, guys, we gotta y'all guys make me laugh because the way Hinton got mad is just like the
Yeah, 'cause
the
I've been
frustration,
I've been
the
seeing,
frustration
like,
in my
some weird
like I
trades
felt
by
it.
people,
Like,
that makes no sense.
let me
Yo,
see.
think about how this started. Like this. Yo, we started because we thought we were gonna be trash. Like we thought we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
gonna
we
be
did.
up there, and then just to come down, like. But yo, we have to, man, like, just, man, that was over. You know, that was over in December.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about trading up now. That's all I'm really thinking
Yeah,
about
if
in
we
that
could get
lottery.
Boak Knight, man. If we could somehow get still Boak Knight, man.
I don't know.
I was
I've been
watching
feeling
this dude's
very
game, man.
confident, and that I don't know why. I have a good feeling we're gonna get a guy we want.
But see, here's the thing, though. If you get a guy like Boak Knight, right, and now obviously he would have to get those minutes, right? I just wonder. Look at PJ Tucker looking at Kevin Durant's mom. He's talking trash.
Yo, the Bucks played really dirty, bro. The way
That
they
was
playing.
yeah, they are kind of playing,
They've
but
been playing, like,
Katie kind of.
really
I think he
good.
flopped it out. I gotta watch it again. Katie kind of flopped it that one. But yo, guys, I will be covering the draft lottery selection on Tuesday. So guys, please stay tuned. I will be putting out again, Trey. Man, I stay up to 5
It's at
a.m.
8 o'clock, right?
I believe 8 p.m. I'll find out, but I'll definitely put out an alert.
Wait, it's not on Tuesday. It's on Monday.
It's on Monday. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because today is Saturday, right? Yeah, and it's on the 21st, I think, right?
Yeah. Now it's the 22nd.
22nd
Oh,
or Tuesday.
Oh, I thought it was the 21st.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Then
Either way, I'm gonna check it out because thank you. Just remind. I don't want to do that because I'm so freaking uber busy and my brain is all over the place. So thank you for reminding me on that. But I will definitely have the draft line. I was putting out Trey Man video, putting out a Lonzo. I'm putting out videos for point guards and try to break them down to see how they'll fit this team. Just to say it out, I'm putting out a video on Schroeder,
Real
Lonzo,
talk.
and Kyle Lowry. So
Let me add this to that. Yo, I don't think they're drafting a point guard because the point guard has to be the leader of this team, and nobody you draft is going to be the leader of this team.
that's
So-
true. But I think honestly,
I understand it. I understand it from a development point, right? But in this situation, I think the Knicks. Well, this is for me, and we all say we thinking that what they should do. But for me, the best situation the Knicks would be. I wouldn't even think. I would just draft the best player available, and if it happens to be a power forward or a shooting guard or a center, I would do that.
not a power
I still think they're gonna
Anything
go
but a power forward.
stopgap. I still think they'll go stopgap where if they have to get it because they know Lowry's not gonna last like that. I'm not sure they like Schroeder like that. I'm not sure.
I'm not touching Schroeder.
I hope they
yo,
do.
Schroeder,
Yo,
and then you have Lonzo Ball too, who I don't think will come to the Knicks. I think it's gonna be Kyle Lowry. So
I
you
kinda
definitely
fall
probably
in
have to
love with
draft that
Lonzo,
so-called
but-
guard. I don't think
Man.
Quigley's at point guard, so they're gonna draft one
If
and kind of
bring
have him play
Schroeder-
behind him.
They bring
Good.
Schroeder in here. I'm going down to Chase and I'm gonna break the windows. I'm going to jail.
Allegedly, hey Freddie, for Chase,
Yo,
we're only
I'm
joking.
not- yeah, but I'm just breaking the windows. I ain't trying to break in, but I'm just breaking the windows because of my frustration. Because I'm not touching that dude. Yo, that dude, his game is trash.
Hey, well, definitely, guys. I'll have videos on all
He's
these
better
guys
as
to break
a
it down.
6 man.
And that's what and this is what I've said. He's played better, even though he had more turnovers when they were out.
Yeah, he was
LeBron and
averaging
AD.
19 on an OKC team, like
He was-
behind
yeah.
Chris Paul.
Oh, and playing behind it. Well, yeah, SGA and Chris Paul. And then when he was on the Lakers, he played better when those guys went down. So definitely have some stuff in that. But guys, thank you guys for joining us on a Saturday night. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Salute to Hinton. Salute to all you guys out there.
Shout out to all the fathers in the chat and fathers out in the world.
You guys don't get enough praise, so I give you your flowers now, man.
Man, they just do, like I'm not gonna get conspiracy theories.
I know. I was gonna say something. We'll say that because let me just finish it out. Salute to you guys, man.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys here on Tuesday, man. Peace. Salute, guys.